Good evening, all, and welcome to the Tactical Devils. I'm your host, Jarvis Cocker, and with me tonight, I have my co-host, Stu Wally. Tonight, we are going to tactical breakdown match reaction on Man United versus Fulham. 1-1 on Craven Cottage. Man United scored on a corner kick from Mbumo, header from was it? It was Euro. And I think it was an own goal deflected on the back of Muniz. And Fulham equalized 1-1. I think we played good the first 15 minutes. After that, I think the Fulham midfield took over the game. Lukic and Sander Berge, one of my favorite players, Sander Berge. I really respect him. I think he has come a long way since he played in Norway as a 17-year-old. And now he's one of the best DMs in the Premier League and in Europe. And we saw that today, how he controlled the game. So this was a wake-up call from Amorim, and I think we need to do something with the double pivot and the setup if Amorim is going to succeed. Stu and I will break it down. We will talk more about it. I see a lot of people have tuned in already. We will be back after the intro. And if this is your first time on Tactical Devils, smash the like and subscribe. Yes, guys, we will be back with more Manchester United in-depth analysis, tactical board, and live footage. So see you in a second. Boom. We are back. Tactical Devils match reaction show. Second game of the season. Man United drew against Fulham 1-1. A lot of people have tuned in the chat already. A lot of comments coming in. Jamie Wayne, Catherine McDade, big up to you two guys and girls. Mr. B is here. John Edmund, who else? MUFC 14. And yes, Mr. B, good evening. And I am Titanium coming in saying, hi, good to see you. I am Titanium. Danny B is in the house. Good to see you, Danny. Oh, Danny boy. Good to see you. And who else? Stephanie Griffith and Truth Waits comes in. That's a new name I haven't seen before. Big up, Jarvis. Big up, Truth Waits. Good to see you. Good to see you. And good old Johnny Kermode is in the house. Evening all. Disappointed again. Midfield, main issue for me. If he keeps playing Bruno and not taking him off, that in the end could cost him. Yeah, I agree. I think it could cost Amorim. So Tega DB coming in. Big up, best Man United talk show on YouTube. Thank you, Tega. Thank you. Good to see you, Tega. I'm glad you tuned in and had the time. We have also Mark Langridge. Mark, big up, Mark. Mark, if you're around, let us know. And,
come on, mate.
We have time. I listened into your Balls Out podcast a couple of hours ago. Interesting stuff, and I want to ask you a couple of questions about it. We have John Edmund here. Who else do we have? And Shavam is in the house. I said multiple times to sell Bruno, Ugarte, Casa, and Dallo. Why can't managers see it? That's the question mark. Obsession needs to stop. This manager is just a coward, not starting Cesco and Menu, and always doing wordplay. Okay, I know where you're getting at, Shivam. We will talk about it. We will actually talk a little bit about Amorim. We are not going to have an Amorim in or out debate. It's too soon. But we will talk about his tactical dispositions and his team selection and how he sets up his team and how he can improve. So big up, guys. Good to see you. Everybody's tuned in, ready, set to go. 54 already. Please do us a favor. Retweet on X. You know where to find me. Bowley77, Jarvis Cocker on X. and help out the show and smash the like. So let's get into it and talk about the game. So first of all, Stu Woolley,
Yes.
did you have the time to see the game today, and what's your thoughts about the game?
Well, I didn't see the first half. As a 55-year-old man, I played 290 minutes worth of football today. One this morning for the mighty Tipton Town. And a very sad occasion, emotional occasion, as most of you all know, for my friend's daughter who passed away a few months ago. We had a charity match for Ellie today, which was against Ellie's old team, which was absolutely brilliant. You'll all be pleased to know in the chat I got two-footed by a 17-year-old girl today, and she drew blood, bless her. So congratulations to the young girl. But here's a program. We had a program made. Just wanted to share this with you guys, and this is the teams on the back. Yours truly is around. Where am I? Oh, I'm here, number 3. There you go. I'm around here, number 3. So it was a wonderful game. It was a brilliant tribute to Ellie, really, and we did some fun things. Ellie's father, Anthony, one of my best friends, played with Ellie's number on his back and was captain. His brother, who hasn't played football for 20 odd years through to a knee injury, came on, and Anthony's son, who's severely autistic, was playing in goal for the girls. I engineered a penalty at the end of the game so he could score. So the score was irrelevant. We raised over £2,000 for their chosen course. And to be honest, it was absolutely brilliant. It was quite emotional. I'm a bit drained today, to be honest. I'm not full of the joys of spring. Yeah. And of course, Manchester United let me down once again. I predicted 2 wins so far this year and got fuck all. So I haven't looked at my FPL team. I daren't look at my fantasy league. But,
we can look at the FPL at the end of the show. So guys, girls, if you are in the Tactical Devils League, we will have a look. I think we have about 90 people in that league right now.
It's about 90,
and growing. So it will be interesting. But Stu, you're a great guy. I really respect what you have done. Playing a charity game for good cause. I think it was quite emotional today.
It's taking its toll on me today. It's the whole aspect of it. I keep phoning the kids all the time, and they go, "Dad, will you just leave me alone?" No. We just don't know what's going to happen in life, guys. And one of the reasons Jarvis was keen to create this community, actually, we do see it as a community, not just a YouTube channel, or not to. Me and Jarvis call ourselves nerds talking football. Jarvis has tried to build a community where we can all come and say what we want to say and enjoy it, be respectful, and things like what we do tonight and what we do in the future. It all helps, people suffering all across the world, and many men in particular suffer in silence. And one of the reasons Jarvis wanted this community, when he approached me about it, that was a big thing for him. Manchester United, yes. Football, yes. But a big thing to get everyone and bring everyone together. So
at the end of the day, Stu, we're all human beings, and we all struggle in one way or another. We all are affected by the dreadful disease that affected Ellie, and we need to be open and talk about things, and heal our hurts, talk about it, and help each other. So this is where I stand, and I hope everybody is okay. It's the end of the weekend. It's Sunday night. Now we're going to delve into Man United, and not trying to be too angry.
Here's to Ellie, and here's to Devilish Tacticos, and here's to my old mate Jarvis, by the way, for setting this up. Cheers all. I know it's coffee, but cheers all.
Great juice here. And
grape juice. It's not wine, is it? Grape juice.
No, grape juice. So everybody, cheers to Ellie.
Thank you.
So let's get into the game. So you probably looked at the first half in the rerun. I reckon because we opened up really well. First 15 minutes of the game. I think we looked good. We played a lot of 1-2s, a lot of movement. quick passes, and we found a way through the Fulham defense and actually created a handful of chances. Cunha had one in the post, and other chances alone with Leno, who actually played a good game in the Fulham goal. Great goalkeeper, very underrated, I would say. He's soon also to maybe become the number one for the German national team at the moment. Ter Stegen isn't playing, so I think there's an open spot for him. So, how did you see the game?
Do you know, I look, I agree with your assessment. I think the first 10 or 15 minutes, I thought we played some decent football. I think we were quick with the ball and we got at Fulham. I think we surprised Fulham, to be honest. We certainly surprised Sander Berge because he was non-existent for 15 minutes and he couldn't quite get to grips with it. But real top players, who people don't consider top players, but actually are top players, the likes of Berge, the likes of Anderson, the likes of Tete, the likes of Lukic in particular.
Lukic, yes.
Yeah, they come to the fore. And, Fulham said, all right, well, we'll take a look at you now for 15, 20 minutes. Now we're going to show you what we're all about. And it became more of an open game. What's absolutely massively concerning for me is our ability to control a game of football. We just don't have that ability. The guys are absolutely right. The devilish tacticos once again have hit the nail bang square on the fucking head. We can't control a game of football. We can't dictate the tempo in a game of football. We can't move the ball quickly when we need to. I looked in the second half in particular because I saw that live, and I see certain areas of the game we're not utilising in Mbeumo at all. We're just not playing the ball to him correctly. We're not doing the same with Cunha. And we've got this massive problem, guys, and they've already beat me to it anyway. We've got the so-called kingmaker in our team, which is Bruno, and everything has to go through him, in his opinion. We can't be doing that anymore. You've missed a penalty now. You're off pens now. Tough. You're gone. Cunha, you're up next. You can't allow, and all this bullshit about what, I mean, I was listening to the fucking commentators. Oh, the ref knocked Bruno, probably put him off. Did he? Bollocks. Bruno's got to get, he just didn't have any control for the first time when he's taken a penalty. He's normally ice cool in these situations, and we go ahead and we win the game 2-1, Jarvis. That's what happens. He's got to be taken out of the kind of system in a way that he's not the one that does everything. Everything doesn't revolve around him. It's hurting Casemiro more this season. It's killing Agate. It really is. And to cap it all, I did read, guys, correct me if I'm wrong here, I thought I read yesterday a conversation where Amorim was asked about Mainu, and he says he's fighting with Bruno. Well, if you're never going to remove Bruno out the equation, Jarvis, you're not fighting with anyone. You're just fighting to everybody. Amorim, Jamie, this will please you. Amorim made a lot of mistakes today. A lot of mistakes.
Yes.
Too many mistakes. And you cannot, at this level, you get punished. Now, Fulham are very good. They're a good outfit. They're an organised outfit. They're not blessed with, as I said, superstars, if one for the better word. I even hate that. You know I do. But they have got some top footballers. And when you allow the likes of Lukić and Sander Berge to absolutely suffocate you, which is what they did, and they keep Fulham moving quickly. You got Tete and Castagna playing out the back. Look, I never rated Bassi, but I think Bassi's grown into his position. Our goal was arguable, Jarvis, really, because Yoro gave a two-handed push, and that's a foul any day of the week. And twice on Sundays, as the old saying is. But we got a stroke of fortune. We got a stroke of fortune with the penalty as well. But Amorim's made some big mistakes today, gents. Me and Jarvis aren't going to sugarcoat it. There is no Amorim in or Amorim out debate. That's not what I'm talking about.
No. It's too soon. It's too soon. We are not going that way.
and an absolute stubbornness, which is going to ultimately cost Manchester United. It's ultimately going to cost Amorim, as Jarvis, you have said quite clearly, and a stubbornness. Now, you know me, guys. My glass is always half full. It's never half empty. It's always half full. I can always see the positives in everything that we do. I saw it with all our managers. You know I do. But I cannot. I must criticise Amorim for today. I thought he got it wrong. I said to Jarvis on Friday, Jarvis picked the team pretty much per se, except Dallo and Amorim and
Ahmad, yeah.
Yeah. So for me, I was adamant on Cesco, wasn't I, Jarvis, on Friday? Cesco has to start. He's got to start. When you look at Gyökeres probably had less of a pre-season at Sporting because he didn't want to play, etc. And
no, Cesco has had full pre-season for Leipzig.
He has. So
he's actually fit.
Yeah. Arteta gets him in. He knows the importance of losing games or dropping points this early in the season. We've seen it for the past 2 seasons. You go 9 points behind, you're not clawing that 9 points back. Did we do enough to win the game? Absolutely not. Are we utilising our players correctly? Absolutely not. Something's got to change for Burnley. I think it's Burnley next, isn't it? It's not Grimsby, is it, Jarvis? It's Burnley.
Yeah, it's Grimsby on Wednesday. We have Grimsby at 9 p.m. or 8 p.m. in the evening. Yeah.
Something's got to change though for Burnley. Burnley have got 3 points already. They're up and running. They got a hammering in the first game, and they wiped themselves down and got straight back on the horse. You know, and they could be a stumbling block for us. They could be a problem. So we've got to beat Burnley on Wednesday, and then I think we walk into City and Chelsea, don't we? So you know, we're walking a very fine line of having a disastrous beginning of the season. So 2 things have got to happen, and I'm going to say it. If we are buying Lamans, we need to get him in tomorrow. He needs to get signed, and he needs to have get in and get training. He was at the squad today.
We talked about this, on Friday, and you actually said, Stu, we needed to give him time to adapt. But I think we are at the stage where we have to just boot Bayındır and Onana right out of the team. I would rather play Tom Heaton right now because I felt so insecure every time they had a corner kick. Bayındır waffling, going out with his floppy hands, trying to clear the corner kicks when he came off his line. I was so, but he actually had a good save in the first half too, and he also almost had an assist for Cunha. So there are positives, but we can't keep doing this on set pieces and corner kicks. No,
we can't. I mean, we've seen. You look at the City game. All right, City. They've lost 1 and won 1, so it's not disastrous. Where we are right now, fellas and ladies, it isn't disastrous. We know that. We all know football. We all know it's not disastrous. But Trafford, in the first game of the season, had a perler of a game. He was brilliant coming out from the back. He was clearing. He just went to pieces against Tottenham. Just completely killed it. So much so that City are thinking, right, we're going to have to go and get Donnarumma, whether we like it or not. They've got no trust in Ederson. And here's the key. They've got no trust in Ederson. So they're going to sell him to whoever will take him. That's what they will do. That's what City will do. And we must do the same. We've got real, this is such a big week for the club. We're moving these players out. If this rumoured money for Bruno again, by the way, it is real, you just tell Bruno, you're going. We're selling you. That's it. We're selling you. Thank you. Do this for the club. We're selling you, and then we go and drop that money directly on Baleba, because we can say to the Saudis, we want it all up. Yeah, we want the lot. We can tell them we want the lot, and then we go and we get in Baleba. It's a real problem, but our problem is our kingmaker. If you won't and refuse to take Bruno out the equation, we're not going to get anywhere this season, guys. And it's not Bruno's fault. Actually, Mr. B made a point early on in the chat. He's not a 6 and he's not an 8. He's a 10. Jarvis, you've said it on multiple occasions. He's a 10.
And worst of all, Stu, in second half, we played with Mason Mount and Bruno as of 6 and 8.
I know I couldn't believe what
We
I
have
was
two
seeing.
number 10s as what the hell is Amorim thinking? You know,
Well,
I
what's
was
he
like,
saying to Kobe Mino? What's he saying to Kobe Mino now? What's he saying to Manuel Agarte?
it's a slap in the face. It's a
It's a
slap
big
in
slap
the
in the
face.
face for
Yeah.
these kids, particularly Mino. It's a slap in the face. Now, guys, I know we've debated whether or not Mino can play in a 6 or not, but I promise you now, lads and ladies, he's miles better than fucking Mount in a 6. Come on, let's be fair. He's miles better than the Mount in a 6. So, we've got to do something. But Danny B's right, and I'm going to bring this comment up. I like this.
Yes.
He's not what we need. Look, when Bruno came to us 5 years ago, 6 years ago, those first 2-3 seasons were magical, weren't they? We'd all admit that. We'd all agree with that. He was magical, but he's now been given this license to take over the whole team and be the gaffer on the pitch. And for me, it's not working. So quite disappointed today, if I'm honest, guys.
By the way, Stu, did you see the incidents when Bruno was standing there pointing with the ball in his feet, pointing and directing everybody, and Munoz came in, or was it Raul coming in from the side?
Yeah.
He stole the ball from him. He's not
Yeah.
focused on his game. It tells me this guy has lost it. He's trying to be the captain, but you got to take it down a notch and concentrate on your own game, because it's really starting to affect the team. We need a better version of Bruno, and that's not Captain Bruno.
It's affecting Cunha straight away. I could tell today. And Mbeumo, I feel so sorry for Cunha and Mbeumo in particular. Cesco's come in for 30 minutes. What did we do for the kid? We did nothing for him.
Nothing. But I have to say, terrible cameo from Cesco. His press play I don't have words to tell how poor Cesco was in pressing. When we pressed with the two number 10s, the number 9 dropped down to take out the central Sander Berge, but he couldn't do that. So Fulham looked like prime Barcelona, playing out from the back, using Sander Berge on every third pass. Inside, outside, back, inside.
Well, let me ask you this, Jarvis. Let me ask you this. We can't go and get Baleba. Would you not be on the phone tonight to Fulham asking for Berge or even Lukic?
I would have taken Berge in a heartbeat.
We know this is happening. We know. I mean, this is glaring. I mean, it's a fucking glaring problem. The midfield. We talk about it all the time. Devilish Tacticos talk about it all the time. It's a glaring problem. I would be testing. So look, guys, look at Pelini yesterday. He was amazing for Tottenham against City. Nobody can tell me he wasn't. He gets his goal.
Why did he go out and get him? Should have gotten Pelini and Sander Berge right in. Perfect summer window.
He was solid. He ran out of legs, but he was good. He was solid. His passing was good. His ball winning was good. His goal scoring was good. Reinders couldn't cope with him.
No,
he just couldn't cope with it. These are things. These are basic errors. I think we're making. All right, everybody will be look, Stu. We know you love Pelini. Yeah, absolutely. I do love Pelini. I've got no issues with it. And maybe I'm a bit biased. Jarvis is laughing because he knows I'd have had Pelini in that all the time. But we've got Thomas Frank that's gone into a new club. Tottenham were in exactly the same position as we were last year. They weren't winning games. They lost more than us in the end, didn't they? Thomas Frank has gone and he's made, 2 signings? Maybe 3, but 2 signings. Kudus and I can't remember who else it is. But they're playing a brand of football where they're working for each other. They're quick in the tackle. They press high. And they're doing it for 90 minutes. We are, at this point in time, we've got the players in certain positions, but we're a fucking, as one of the lads has just said, a disaster in the middle. I will say, though, I thought Dorgu was bullied a bit today. I thought Castagna had, I thought he was superb, Castagna, on Dorgu today. I'm not having a pop at Dorgu because he's been good for us, but he didn't quite know what to do.
Yeah, but he's young. He will
exactly
down. So in certain games,
I'm not going to have a pop at him. Not going to have a pop at him.
I think like Wilson got it under his skin. He went in tough, hard, rough on Dorgu, and when Dorgu tried to take back, he just fell down and what was theatrical, and Dorgu didn't know how to handle it. And this is
Yeah.
what you get in the Premier League. And when you're young, you learn stuff like this. And
But
I think
you're right.
yeah.
You're right. Yeah, I think you're right.
And this comes to man management, and I think manager like Amorim should see this and maybe take him off for his own good, not to take away all his confidence and reinstate him in the next game after having a long talk, showing him video footage and telling him what went wrong.
I totally agree, and I'm wondering. Look, I'm not going to eat, Luke Shaw's lunch because he looks quite fit at the moment, and he had an okay game today. Is he helping Dorgu? Why is experience not helping Dorgu today? Where's Bruno's experience not helping Dorgu? Where's Casemiro's experience not going in and helping Dorgu, talking to him? I need, come back, drop in this position. Don't worry about facing Castagna too deep in the final third. Stop him coming across the halfway line. Do you know what I mean? That type of thing. Why aren't these experienced footballers talking to him and helping him? Because you're right, he's not going to be on it for 38 games of the season. It's not possible. It isn't possible. But you need players. We've got the experience, and then you want them to do it. So I'm a bit like you, Jarvis. We're all frustrated. I think if we were all in charge of, Johnny Pellini did send riders back to Italy yesterday. Great comment. We're all in agreement that we need big fucking changes. Look, we know the team that played today is unlikely to face Grimsby. Actually, I'd stick all 11 out there again.
Yeah,
go and beat fucking Grimsby. It's a Wednesday night. It's going to be cold, windy. Go down there. You're playing. You're playing. I mean, that's old school mentality, because that's what's happened before. Back in the 80s and the 90s, that's what you'd be doing if you fucked about on the weekend.
You was just on that, playing the same team against Grimsby. We will probably talk more about Grimsby tomorrow night, but when it comes to Grimsby and the selection, I think we need to utilize the squad. And I think it was Mark Langridge who mentioned this on the Balls Out podcast. But the players, they look fit, but it's something else to be match fit, because you need games. And I think it's time to let Xerxes play, let Mainu play, let what's that guy from the new left wing back, the youngsters called
Diego Leon.
Yeah, Leon. All of these guys needs to get some game time. Even maybe let Onana have a sniff at the first team football again. Bayındır worries me even more than Onana right now.
Mark's right, Jarvis. There's fitness and there's match fitness, and you do have to be match fitness. High intensity, but you've got to understand. You've got to learn when to take a break during a game, and we just seem to take a break constantly during a game. And this is where when you text me about Berge and Lukic. Yeah, absolutely strangled us. They got that vice grip here, and they would not let go. They just would not let go. And interestingly enough, I thought that Josh King, by the way, is some talent. He is some talent. But here's the thing: this is for Fulham. If you're a Fulham fan right now, when King was taken off, Smith Rowe came on. Smith Rowe was equally as good.
But Silva, Marco Silva, he changed up the system.
Yeah,
he went to back five. I don't know if people notice how he actually changed up wing backs, everything, the whole shebang. And Iwobi in one of the midfielders, he dropped Sander Berge as the lone pivot, Lukic a little bit higher, and they won the midfield battle.
Oh, but they killed the midfield. Absolutely killed it. I didn't quite understand. Amorim, as you quite rightly said, you kind of beat me to that, actually. I don't understand the Casemiro withdrawal and Mason Mount dropping in. I mean, that made no sense to me, whatsoever. You may as well have just taken Mount off as well, because it made no sense to me at all. And then I've got to be honest with you, I didn't quite understand the Euro and substitution for Heaven. I didn't quite get that. I didn't understand those two defensive substitutions. I think taking Ahmad off was a problem. He's clearly not a wing back. I think we saw that today. I think that's fair. We saw that today. I'm not going to eat Ahmad's lunch. I'm not, because he was good. But there's a problem.
You got to give it to me. He was up against two. He was up against Iwobi and Cesco.
I was about to say that. There's a problem here with Mbeumo, Ahmad, and Yoro. It doesn't work. Those three can't operate together. And I think, as I was saying right back at the beginning, Jarvis, it's hurting Mbeumo's game. There's no free flowing in Mbeumo, is there? It's hurting his game. So, Mark says, hey, Mark, great to see you, by the way. Mr. Nurse, everybody, Mark Nurse in the house.
Big up, Mark. Big up.
Love you, man. Love you, man. It's a really good... Oh, we got a super chat as well, so we must we must do that. But Mark's right. I think me and Jarvis were talking about this, and we think he is the most stubborn manager in the world, not just in the Premier League.
Yeah,
he's the most stubborn manager in the world. Look, I'm all for sticking to your guns. I really am. I've got no issues with sticking to your guns, but he's got a big decision to make. If you're going to continue to play Bruno, he has got a big decision to make. By the way, Danny B, Jarvis. Yeah, Danny, you're about to make Jarvis smile here.
Okay.
Here he goes. Look at that grin. Hey, look at him. He knows.
I feel it would probably be the right position. We will get him more involved into the game, and he will play his more natural role out on the sideline, on the right wing. So I don't know, because people think that a right wing back is more fullback, but I think it's more right wing in the perfect Amorim system. So if people keep that in mind, then imagine Mbeumo as the right wing, doing some occasionally defensive work when needed. But
exactly right.
Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mystery himself has been waiting patiently in the background. Mr. Pyramids, welcome to the stage. Ta-da! Here he is. Mr. Pyramids is here. Hi, Mark. You all right, mate?
Big up, Mark.
Oh, yeah. Nice having you into my chat earlier, Jarvis, but I sense you felt my frustration.
Yeah, I did. I really did. But I felt the same. So, but it's one of those. I was actually expecting Man United not to play well today. I know we always struggle in Craven Cottage. We have a good record. Yeah, we have won 8 games in the last 8 or something like that. But it's always like a struggle. We score late, so I didn't expect us to roll over Fulham. And I know they have Sander Berge, they have Lukic. I was actually worried for the midfield. I was thinking that before the game. So, it is what it is. Marcos Silva is an astute manager. He knows Bruno. He's Portuguese. He actually set up. He won the manager battle. He outplayed Amorim really well, and I think that's on Amorim. He needs to prepare better. And I think also a little bit to be critical to Amorim. It's not always easy to be the manager, and hindsight is 2020. But maybe he needs to start switching things up a little bit more, because I think he now looks very predictable in the way we play football. And I know what he's trying to do. He want to stick with his guns. He want to imprint the system. He want to drill every time, even in games, and actually force these guys to learn his system. But we are in the Premier League, and I think results matters. I think it's not just about performance. We need to start winning. We can't keep losing every week. We have to start winning games, or Amorim won't be here until Christmas. And then, you know, another man comes in and we're back at the starting point. So again, we have a super chat, and then we can go back to Mark, and then we can talk a little bit about his take on the game.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know you're being anecdotal, and what we should do is, who the hell would come in anyway? Seriously, who would come in? So anyway, these are for Naz. Thank you for your super chat, and for Catherine No Nonsense McDade. She loves my John Lennon glasses, so I put them on just for you, my darling.
Let me play the super chat chant for Nas, and we will read out.
Nas, absolutely superb. Thank you very much.
King has arrived.
Nas says, I made fun of my Arsenal buddies over Gyökeres prior to him scoring. He looked chubby even when he scored his first goal, in my opinion. But anyway, let him find his feet. Today was the opportunity for Cesco. Pathetic by us. Nas, you are 100%. I was calling on Friday. If you watch the show, I was calling for Cesco, but Jarvis was absolutely correct. And he said he wouldn't. I think you were calling as well, weren't you, Mark? We've both been calling for Cesco, haven't we?
Yeah, I got the right wing back right. I said there'd be 2 changes.
You did. Yes, you did.
I said for Ahmad should come in on the right, and Cesco should come in for Mount. I thought Mount should be dropped. I thought Mount should have been dropped to midfield, and Bruno dropped from the team.
Well, you're not wrong.
So
you're not wrong. The thing is, I mean, me and Jarvis were talking about it, and I was saying, I called him the Kingmaker now, you know, because you know what a Kingmaker is, don't you guys? He just, you know, whatever he says goes, and it's a big problem for us now. It's becoming more of an issue. But what really got my goats up, Mark, I don't know whether you talked about it on the Balls Out podcast earlier, but you know, yesterday Amorim came out and he said that Maino's fighting Bruno for the, you know, for a starting place in the team. Well, we all know Amorim's not going to drop Bruno, so who's Maino fighting then? You know, thin air, because he's never going to get in. And you, Mark, you know as well as I do, and we, you know, me and you have different views on Maino, don't we? But even you would concede. Yeah, even you would concede, pal, and I know you would because you know football, that Maino would have done a better job alongside Bruno in a sixth than Mount when he pushed Mount back. I mean, for God's sake. I mean, me and Jarvis were perplexed. I was perplexed. I think the whole fan base was perplexed when that particular scenario unfolded. So I don't know.
Just before I came in, you were just talking about Marco Silva and his tactics and things like that. And Iwobi gave the game away at the end of the game in his interview.
Yeah.
He literally turned around and said, we knew we could target behind the midfield. They will be too high up. And if you watch Iwobi's movement, he was superb. He played in that space, but it's created behind the wing back, away from the right centre back and the centre midfielder on that side. And he kept dropping in that. And how did they score? From that exact position. Ball went in there. And our favourite player did not track him. Yeah, literally, it wasn't it? Ahmad was in the other half, where Mbeumo was playing as the third striker.
Yeah,
we played 4-2-4. It felt like at times. Or, you know,
can I just say though, Mark, and don't give me pelters here, guys, but Mark, how good was that Iwobi cross? I mean, seriously, how good was that ball into the box? Because De Ligt, I mean, I'm a defender, right? And the way that De Ligt was, and people were saying, well, De Ligt didn't know where to go for or not. I tell you,
if he touched it, it's gone in near post.
Exactly my point. It was a wonderful cross. My question is, and I'm going to get pelters here, why didn't Bayındır try and make an attempt to come for it? And because he's on his line rather than being 4 yards off it. But anyway.
Look, we are suffering with Bayındır because last year, we'd never played him in the cup matches. So since we bought him, he's not played enough matches. He's not up to speed, and now he's been thrown in the deep end. Yes, he is not good enough, but you were never going to get any better if you don't play. Simple as that.
Absolutely.
You've only got to look at Kelleher now. He's a starting keeper in the Premier League because Liverpool played him. Whether it be through injury or not, you know, he got game time. So Bayındır is going to get better, but just not at corners, because I think he was falling over his own feet. But
yeah, he looks like Bambi on ice sometimes. Every time the corner kicks comes in, he did the same movement, walked out, was insecure, reverted to back to the line, and almost stumbled when he tried to turn. And
Jarvis, it looked like they've been told
5 times in a row.
It looked like they'd been told it would always come into the middle and they wouldn't go long. So he was come ready to take it unmarked. We never put a player in to protect the keeper. If you noticed that, we went full zonal marking and no protection on the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
And he came for the ball, so the ball just went over the top to the back post every time. And it was like, you've got to stop coming for these balls.
We were lucky, really. We were lucky because Muniz. I mean, I thought Muniz played really well for Fulham today, but he's not a big aerial threat, whereas the Mexican lad,
Raúl Jiménez.
Raúl, yeah, he's a big aerial threat, and I could see why he bought Maguire on maybe to kind of deal with that, which he did. But you know, all in all, he can't be happy. I mean, he just cannot be happy. But and I'm with you guys. Look, I've always said, Mark, and Jarvis, he knows this. You know, systems moving forward are almost irrelevant because you always get into two shapes, don't you, when you're defending? And half the time when you're attacking, you're not attacking with 4 players or 6 players. You might be attacking with 1 or 2. So there's no system attached to that. There's no system attached to that, is there? My problem at the minute is that we're not utilising Cunha correctly and we're not utilising Mbumo correctly. And I think that's hampering, although I don't think Cesco worked hard enough when he came on, by the way. I don't think he pressed anywhere near what he did. He did a couple of occasions take the ball well and use it okay, but
Cesco's not a pressing player. So
no, that one where he took that one where he took the ball between 2, I think it was Anderson and Bassi, and then he gets his pass to Dorgu completely wrong over hits it. I'm thinking, you know what? This is the types of mistakes. These are the types of mistakes that can't happen at elite football. That should never have happened. So, Mark Nurse has made Mark. Sorry, I can't actually find your post, but you did. Mark Nurse made a point about again sacrificing Bruno and putting Cunha in as an 8.
Yeah.
Now we know we can play an 8. We've seen him playing 8 at Wolves.
Yep.
You know, we know we can play an 8. We've seen him drive. Yes, that's it. Thanks. And we've.
So he doesn't want Manu to play them.
Well, I think Manu's got to come in now for me.
The golden rule of football: you buy a player to play a position, you play him in that position. If you're not going to play him in that position, you buy someone to play the position you're moving him to. Those are the golden rules of transfers. Yes, injuries happen later on in the season. People have to play out of position. We're in a transfer window. If you can't play the position I want, I will get the person to play that position. Or you find someone within your youth team, whatever, set up. At the moment, this is mates rates. This is same old problem. I am 100% Amorim in. I know this system can work, but it only takes 1 or 2 players not to do their jobs. And today's players were Dalot and Bruno. And surprise, the Portuguese contingency with a Portuguese manager, they're protected. But I said it in my podcast. I went back to it and I put it in the chat. What Amorim said to Sky about Bruno Fernandes is going to have probably a 50% of the United fans chasing him for the sack tonight.
Yeah.
Because you cannot say that about your captain. You cannot use the words he used. I can't remember. I had it in front of me. I haven't got it now. But basically saying, he didn't look up to speed. He wasn't trying hard enough. And he's leading your players on the pitch. And you chose to leave him on for 90 minutes and not take him off. That says to me, he's your favourite and you didn't want to upset him. And it's gone viral already. You know, you said it live on Sky Sports, the biggest, broadcaster of the Premier League. End of.
Yeah. Well,
Can I ask you guys?
what a manager says publicly isn't always what he says in the locker room. We know this.
No, 100%.
No.
But
So maybe it's just trying to shield Bruno. He missed a penalty. He's not going to kick someone who's lying down at the moment. And I think we all can see that Bruno is struggling at the moment. He's not in form. He's feeling the pressure. I think it was Bathheim who said last Monday that it surprised him that Bruno was always calm when it came to penalties. Well, he's always erratic when he plays the game.
That's exactly what he
But
said.
now it's starting to affect even his best attributes.
Attributes, yeah. I mean, you can run your course at a football club, guys. You get up in the morning and you just don't want to go to that club anymore. You can run your course in it, and I look, none of us know the reason why he didn't want to go to Saudi Arabia. Nobody knows. This, and I said earlier, if this big comes in, we should just take the money, and he should be told he's going to Saudi Arabia. But anyway,
Al Ittihad was coming in for him now, not just Al Nasser. That's the latest rumor.
There's another one.
Al Benzema's team.
Al Ittihad.
Benzema's team, whatever it is. Yeah. And I just think maybe Bruno should just call it a day at Manchester United. Let the club move on. The club needs to move on now.
Well, there's a flip side to this. There is a big flip side to this, and that is, if you know how Saudis work, and Stu, I'm sure you probably know this very well from their involvement in other sports. There will be one bid and one bid only.
Yes,
they will do all the talking, and then it will be, that's the offer. You take it, or we walk, or it's gone. Same as the way they deal in oil. The same they deal with everything.
Right, and it'll be cash.
But if you look at Bruno's performance today, that cannot be a coincidence. But that story broke last night, and he played like that today. He played like a Bruno we have never seen. The looks on the face. You said about the throwing his arms around. He got robbed on the ball. Mason Mount had a go at him in the first half because they had a counter attack, and he was rolling around on the floor shouting at the ref for a foul, and the ref pulls it back for the foul, and we had a 4-on-3.
Yeah,
and Mason Mount turns around to him and tells him to get up.
Yeah, it's a real difficult. It's a difficult situation. We got a week to go, haven't we? We got this week, and then
this is what they did for Salah. This is the same time they bid for Salah with 1 week to go, and it was we can't do it because we can't get someone in. Well, United don't need to get anyone in. I know we all want Belieber to do it. I said it on this show. I've said it on my own podcast. I said it before. I think we even signed Cunha. We will sell Bruno at the end to get the money in that we need. You can buy on tick and then pay it off after, as they say. As long as you get that 100 million in for Bruno, then it's paid off all your payments. That's probably right now us all hoping. But Jarvis, you're in the chat. Bruno was not our only problem today. In fact, I think we had a bigger problem from Bruno.
Okay.
And that is same as last week, no striker in the box. And when we finally put a striker in the box, we didn't pass him the ball.
Yeah.
Well, that's a bigger problem. We can't score goals. And we're not using. We have 4 strikers currently at the club, and we're not playing any of them. And since we stopped playing Rasmus and playing this false 9 bullshit, we have not scored goals. That started in the last game in America. First 2 games in America, I thought we looked superb, and we looked dangerous.
So it was a question I was going to ask, actually, guys. And I know he's made it clear to Hoyland, you're not going to play, blah 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 blah. But what the fuck are we doing? We've got an asset sitting on the bench. Well, not even sitting on the bench. That has caused no problems from a personal point of view. Has not been rowdy. Has not been Garnacho-esque and Sancho-esque, and nor is Anthony. To be fair, he's kept his powder dry. But why aren't we starting him at the minute? If you want to bring Cesco on after 60 minutes, fine. But why aren't we starting a striker? Look, I'm not saying he's going to go and be the answer to our problems, but maybe, just maybe, he's going to help the situation. We seem to be shooting ourselves in both feet and both arms at the moment. You know, we're walking around with plastic casts on legs and arms as a club. We've done so much good in this transfer window, and it's unraveling in front of our eyes right now. It's unraveling in front of the devilish Tactico's eyes and all of ours, and that's where our frustration is.
Do you want to know what else is weird? Obi Martins is not injured. And he's nowhere to be seen.
Well,
so that's Rasmus and Obi now not being on the bench.
We're probably working on a loan deal for Obi. I would suspect, Mark, that we have to. He needs a loan. He needs more game time at a different place to evolve as a player. We know that he's not ready. He's too young. We've seen his raw.
For a player, you give him 10, 15 minutes at the end of the game. When you've taken your other striker off, you give him 45 minutes because the striker's not fit. You have to play him. Otherwise, no one's interested in someone who's played a couple of games.
Yeah.
Well, we're just in a position now where he won't do that, though. We know, we've seen it. He won't do that. There's a big thing in the week, wasn't there, JJ? Well, I was going to say JJ.
I covered this on ours. JJ scored 2 goals.
Yeah.
Right? One was a tap-in.
I was going to say they weren't great goals. No, they weren't great.
Second one I liked his second one. He shifts it and just actually, smashes it. And Rooney scored. Well, no one mentioned it was a deflection. He hit the target, but it looped up and went in.
It did, looped over the keeper.
JJ Abraham and Rooney, let's score in the future.
But my point was, we've leaked it. They've leaked it to the press that JJ is going to come training, with the first team, etc., etc., etc. It's all deflection. You can't deflect anymore. We're 2 games in on sitting on 1 point. We should have beaten Fulham, and we should have got a result against us. He won't be allowed
to train with the first team because he's only 14.
Yeah, you'll know this. Yeah, I don't know the intricacies of that.
He can train with the under 18s and under 21s or 23s, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I don't know what it is now.
He can come in, but it doesn't matter what he does. He has to be in year 11 to play football.
Catherine, no nonsense. McDade's got a point. Diamond played yesterday, didn't he? Is he the Arsenal kid?
He's in year 11. He's 15. He has to be in a school year 11.
There you go.
Guys, let's just get into, because I have some footage I want to show you. It's about Cesco. We talked about Cesco, so let's just talk about the striker. And for me, I think we struggle a little bit. I think Cesco, one of the reasons why Cesco needs time, he doesn't understand the system. We are mentioning, Mark was mentioning, we need a striker in the box. Yes, sure we do, but it's more multi-layered when it comes to football. It's all about press play. It's about build-up, transition, switches, everything when it comes to football is so many layers. And today I'm going to show you about Cesco's press play. He doesn't understand the press play. We know that the number 9, when we play with the false 9, often we have been dropping Mason Mount a little bit deeper to block the passing lane to the number 6, the DM on the opposition team. And I think that's his main role if the 2 number 10s go high up and press. And before the goal, this happened. It's a long clip, so I can't play it all, but we can look at segments. So this was the beginning of the clip. So you see here is Bassi on the ball, and look at Sander Berge. So in this position, Cesco is in the right place. So if you see here, we have Cunha, we have Mbumo pressing the 2 centre backs, and you see here Sander Berge is dropping down, and Cesco is looking at him and understands his role. The pass goes back to the goalkeeper, and Cesco, I don't know why. I don't think this is a trigger point, and he should never go press the goalkeeper in this position, because then you leave the number 6 open. But he runs directly at the goalkeeper. We all talk about how you press with an angle. Cesco runs directly at him. It's like looking at Marcus Rashford in 2019 or 20, pressing directly on the player. And it's not the way. It's not the way to trap the opposition team. So again, the ball goes out to Bassi, goes out to the fullback. I think it's Robertson that came in. And here we see, I think it's Dalot who came in, and he's ready to jump. But look at Sander Berge here in this position. And where is Cesco? So let's just talk about this right now. But what do you see? Do you see any errors in Cesco's press play? Do you think he needs to learn the system? And what happens when the striker doesn't understand what Amorim wants to do?
Well, there's
Because
two
you have
issues with
the
pressing
wing
high.
backs ready to jump. We have the number 10s ready to push, but Cesco is not doing his job.
But
I
there's two
would have had my
issues with
wing backs
pressing high.
higher.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I wouldn't
would
press
have
that
my wing
high.
backs higher.
Yeah, I wouldn't press that high anyway. I've never thought it's a good idea to press that high, and there's a reason for it. Transition. If you run with 4 players and they're pressing 4 players, whatever, or 5 players and they're pressing 3 players or whatever, you get easy transition. I've said it all along. And Mark, you must know this yourself, Bar. Jarvis, you must know it. If you come rushing in at me at 20 miles an hour or whatever, I'm just going to go ping. See ya. You can slide by me. You can do whatever you like. I'm just going to knock it off. I'm going to wait for you to get that close so you can't react. This is what I can't understand when we talk about pressing all the time. The best press ever is zonal pressing, and you're 5 yards off the player. And the reason you zonal press is you cut the angle, not making pass it. You cut the angle. It's to stop him from being able to do what he wants to do. So again, if Mark comes and presses me 5 yards out, or you come and press me, Jarvis, I've got a decision to make, haven't I? The decision isn't
I come in studs first flying. So
yeah, or whichever. Yeah. The decision I've got is, well, I can't go that way because Mark will be able to cut it out, and I can't go that way because Jarvis is in front of me. So what am I going to do? And what you do, you go long. Yeah. Whether people like it or not,
they didn't do long, did they? We pressed.
No, you go long.
You just said, and they didn't even need to do long.
They didn't need to do long.
Well, here, Fulham in a great position.
But okay. Let's just go through the next.
Jarvis, this is where the wing back needs to be higher. If Dalot is higher, the pass is not on inside. Okay, so although Cesco has gone to the goalkeeper, I get that could be a mistake, or it could actually be one of the midfielders when he jumps to the keeper is meant to move up. Yeah, it depends on how many you're playing up top. Okay, so whether you step out, we're talking like man-to-man marking, right? But if Dalot is higher,
guys. I'm sorry for interrupting you, Mark. I'm just eager to tell you what I see in this clip, and we can try to analyze it afterwards. This is the first error I see, Cesco, and the way he pressed. He should have angled his run and make it more easy for example, Dalot. Because if he had angled his run, he would have told Dalot to step up because he should be more ready to jump. But he didn't. He ran directly at the goalkeeper, and we didn't know which way Leno was going to go. So that's the error number 1. Error number 2 is Cesco letting Sander Berge operate in all this space by himself, unpressed.
Agreed.
And then we come into the third phase. Because of this, Dalot can't jump directly. He needs to take into account that Sander Berge is free. So if you look at Dalot, he doesn't press directly, but he just blocks the passing lane into the central area and opens up the wide area. And this is all because of Cesco and his opening and how he pressed. Maybe it's a little bit too eager. He just came to the club. He want to prove himself. He want to be aggressive. We know all of this. But, this is why Amorim needs to, and we need to give Cesco time because he needs to understand the system. So what happens here? Robinson is on the ball, and you see here Dalot clearly is blocking the passing lane into Sander Berge to give Cesco time to figure out how to block out Sander Berge. Robinson plays the ball to I think it's Raul Jimenez who's actually dropping deep, and it's De Ligt who's pressing high. We know the centre backs; they are 3 of them, so they are allowed to push up and try to block. But Sander Berge is still free. Cesco can't pick him up. So if you look a little bit more into this clip, Iwobi gets the ball, and we know Iwobi is really good on the ball. And now
there's the mistake.
Look at it. Look at who's the free player.
Now the question I've got here for you, Jarvis: do you truly want your striker marking a player from when he's gone to the goalkeeper, rightly or wrongly, but we'll say the 18-yard box, and that player's moving around and got to the halfway line? You want your striker coming back inside of your wing back and your 2 10s, or would you expected him to be passed on at that point to be picked up by a midfielder or one of the other defenders?
Personally, in this instance, I would, because everything goes that quick and we know the press failed, so they played through our press. As a manager, I would rely on my striker to follow his man.
To follow him
Yes.
in. Yeah, that's
Yes.
the mistake there. I don't think impressing the goalkeeper is the bigger mistake. I think we were too far back. I think if the centre-backs are meant to be on the halfway line, the midfield should have been higher up and not given him that space to have gone into. If you're going to do a high press inside the 18-yard box. Does that make sense?
Yeah. You make perfectly sense.
If you're in theory pressing the 6-yard box, your midfield should be well within their half.
Yeah, that's another question. Where was the pivot? Where was, I don't know, was it Mount and Bruno at that time? They should be higher up, and we should have formed the pentagon as we talked about.
Yeah, the 3-2.
Yeah.
Do you know what the actual problem was? Do you know what the actual problem was, though, guys? We allowed Robinson to make the pass. Instead of making Robinson run with the ball.
But what I'm saying is Dalot had to block the passing lane centrally.
No. What I'm saying is,
it's the butterfly effect.
Like he did that, but Dalot stopped and blocked. Okay, what he should have done was take an extra step forward to make Robinson run with the ball. We needed Robinson to run with the ball there. You don't need him to play the ball because we know that Jimenez is very, very good at collecting the ball. We know that he is. He's big and he's strong. You've got to, instead of making him play it, you've got to make him run with it. And there's 2 reasons for that.
What I was saying is where he needs to be higher up.
Okay, look at Dalot here. What could you clearly see Dalot looking over his left shoulder. His head is pointing this way.
Yeah, he's right.
He knows what's going on. He knows this.
But this is what he should be level with his 2 central midfield players if he's playing deep. If he's not playing on the high press to press the fullbacks, he should have been level with his midfield players. So then that player was picked up and he can't move in. But we see Dorgu normally on the left. He's right up there with the strikers when they press.
Yeah.
So we've got a different kind of press built on the left to what we have on the right. So I think it is a system. It's another. You said it last week. Systematic mistake.
Yeah. If Dalot is about 2 or 3 yards closer, Robertson's got to run with it. And as soon as he runs with it, he's going straight into Ahmad. That's what should be happening. That's what should be. But it isn't. And so he's played the ball. Our good old friend Raul's got it.
And De Ligt is pushing. Yeah.
So De Ligt is pushing. Ahmad is behind De Ligt. So he's not pushing up against Iwobi. So Iwobi, if you remember, comes into the picture late, doesn't he? He's been floating around here.
That's Euro.
Was it Euro? Was it? Sorry. So it was Euro, but he's too far behind. He didn't go in on Iwobi. Iwobi gets the ball, pushes the ball across to Berge, and however it was, and away they go. So you actually, to be fair, you're not wrong about Cesco either. Both of you. You might want. I mean, Mark's a striker anyway. I'm not. You might want the forward to press the goalkeeper, but then you don't necessarily want him to come chasing back for Berge. There should be, where is Bruno on that one? How far up is Casemiro if he's playing, or Agate at that particular time?
Well, you've got 4 on 3 right here, haven't you? You know that's Dalot's player where he's played it down the wing. Yeah, and he's continued his run.
And look at where we are. You know, we've
now got the holding midfielder pushing ahead of the level with the striker. We've got two centre backs all the way over to the right hand side of the pitch.
It's woefully out of position.
Where De Ligt, although he's being very aggressive this season, I've noticed that very aggressive following the centre back. Yeah. When the centre back moves to the right hand side, you've got to pass him on, and Euro takes him in there because the threat is in the middle. If the ball stays out wide, I should feel happy that I'm getting numbers back and coming over from the opposite side of the pitch. So it's systematic, it's communication, it's the spine of the team. Yet again,
this is why a centre half should never be that far up the pitch. A centre half should know it shouldn't be anywhere near there. Even if we want them to do it, you shouldn't be anywhere near there because you're out of position now. De Ligt's got a 60-yard run don't forget, to get back into his position, 60-yard run.
Yeah, and if Bruno is by the ref, then Casemiro is behind those two centre backs, and that's not who we want covering.
No, absolutely. Dallow's woefully out of position. If you play
a lot of these things gets wrong, but we know we have to commit. If you want to press, you have to commit, and this is what we are doing. Amorim has told his players this is his tactics. He wants to press. He wants to press aggressive. He wants to play with the press with the pentagon. He wants to have the fullbacks ready to jump. He wants his centre backs ready to jump. This is what we are doing. We're actually doing what Amorim has told us. But I'm talking about the butterfly effect here. Right here,
Jarvis, you're right.
We can all see it started up with the number 9, and this is my point with this: is to tell you guys, asking for the number 9 to start. Why can't Cesco start? This is why it takes time to implement and learn the system.
And
even
Cesco
simple things like this. And if you make it wrong, you will get punished in the Premier League right away. This was the lead up to the goal. Let's just look at the
once you play through
when Sander Berge get the ball, because now we know. Let me just go back to the tactical board a little bit. Now we have pushed up really high. We have the Lukic here. We have Euro here. We have all the players here. So there's a big space
in behind.
And Sander Berge plays the ball right here. And it's a simple pass. It's just a simple movement. And this is why we are struggling. And it all started with the press. So let's go back. Let's look at Sander Berge's pass. Raul Jimenez drags the Ligt out of position and moves into the space. And now we are in trouble.
Yeah.
So I don't know. This is Amorim's instructions. We have been talking about how this should be. So I'm just asking you guys, are we not a pressing team? Can't we do it? Aren't we good enough? Don't we understand? Aren't we not aggressive?
Our press was really good in the first half. Our press was really good in the first half, I thought. And hence the reason in the first 10 minutes we got all those chances. But here, in this where you've stopped the video now, I don't think we're in a dangerous position. I think you run back in straight line. So De Ligt tries to chase the ball. Luke Shaw gets back towards the edge of the D, like literally 18-yard box at D where it joins. The player on the far post is marked. And who's that? Is that Ugarte chasing Smith?
Ugarte centrally, yeah.
And Bruno's just coming into picture. So as you play that on, you know, you got two centre backs for starters chasing a winger. You know, Euro's already given it up. He started a jog. That's what's wrong with that? That's not a dangerous ball, is it?
It's in behind. I think it's a good ball, but it's not a dangerous ball because their number 9 is actually the guy who's making the pass.
But let me back up. But let me back up my own statement. What you've just demonstrated there, Jarvis, is why pressing isn't always the be all and end all.
Yeah.
Because if you get it wrong, you get free space. Now the pass itself wasn't great by Raul, but my issue here is we're chasing. Euro's miles off. How many times do I say in a game of football, if you get 4 or 5 yards on a player in the Premier League, you're not getting back? Euro's miles off. De Ligt is miles off. Luke Shaw's playing centre half. Ugarte, miles off. Smith Rowe, we got 2 players at the edge of the box because we're too busy on the transition, turning around and running. We're not concentrating. Because we've pushed and we've pushed and we've pushed.
Shoot, I will tell you now what I tell my lads when we play in this formation. Apart from the basic rule of whatever you run forward, you run twice as fast backwards. Towards the goal.
Yeah.
Right now, I expect only to have one player on the halfway line. And that'll be my striker. Everyone else should be trying to get back in a 5-4. Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, Jarvis is right. What he's saying, Jarvis, you are right. What you're saying, and everything you said.
We're 5 against 4, so we're not trying to get back.
No, we're never 5. We're never 5 against 4. What Jarvis is saying, I get. I totally agree with what you're saying, but when we talk about the press, yeah, I always get annoyed about the press, Mark. Jarvis will tell you this. It's my bugbear. The press is my bugbear because it doesn't always work. You have to have a certain type of player to press. We're not Brentford, who press like 8-year-olds. Or sorry, you did under Thomas Frank. They press like 8-year-olds. We're not like that. It was criminal for a Manchester United team to get caught out like that. Criminal. Absolutely criminal. And as you quite rightly pointed out, Sander Berge, he gets the ball. He just uses his fucking brain. You even watch, Jarvis, if you go back slightly, just a little bit, when Berger's got the ball and releases Jimenez. And by the way, we all know Jimenez isn't the quickest. Look at Smith Rowe here. Just watch Smith Rowe's run.
Just curves it away from the
player. Because he can see Agate. Agate's got a clue where Smith Rowe is. Look at all our players.
Didn't check his shoulder once.
Sure. Dorgu, Agate, Bruno, and Yoro. What we doing? We're facing the same way. We're facing that way because we're running back.
Yeah,
and then that's great attacking play because that's what you want to do. You got to be fast and decisive, and don't let them turn around and face you up.
Exactly right. And I've got no issue with that,
in our attack, and we're too slow at giving them the ball.
But you've got to admit, we are allowing that to develop. With the way that we're pressing, we're allowing that to develop. So, in answer to your question, Jarvis, my old mate, once again, you're 100% right. You're right about, but Mark's right about the press on the keep. But he didn't get back quick enough, did he? He didn't get back into Berge. So you're right. So Berge has got that space. Now he's one of those players you just can't allow to have 2 yards of space.
Would you have given Rodri this type of space? Would you give him the? No, never.
Would you? No chance.
This is top Premier League level DMs.
You give Rangers that type of space.
3 DMs in the Premier League at the moment. Is that good? People don't realize, and you don't give him that type of space.
You can use the ball.
He will hurt you.
Yeah. And my other point was, and this is what I hate about transition and press and transition, is we know that Jimenez is not a quick footballer. He's not rapid, is he? By any. Imagine if that was, I hate to say it, so Salah or Doku. You know, I'm talking players with real pace.
No, you're right. We gamble on the fact. So there's one thing about when you set up the press, and you guys will know this. Anyone who actually watches enough football should know this. No team presses the same in every game.
Absolutely.
If they've got 3 up front, you're not going to press like if they've got a single striker up front because you can gain extra players into that press for the turnover. You can put more pressure on their back line because they've only got to find 1 shirt up front. But as you just said, if we press like that against the front 3 in Liverpool, they would destroy us on the wing. So we won't do it.
Yeah.
And we don't do it. We didn't do it last week. You cannot tell me that an unfit Arsenal midfield is still not better than this Fulham midfield. In Declan Rice, Odegaard, and Supermendy.
Yeah.
You know, and we made them look bad last week. Unfit or whatever. But this week, it was as if someone said, no triggers, lads, do what you like. Because what are the triggers for a press? The normal ones are bouncing balls in the air in one way or another, or like a bad pass. Now, we could have started that press because Cesco thought it was a bad pass back to the keeper. Maybe he read that as in it might not get there. He thought he had the because he's not up to the speed of the Premier League. He's not up to the speed of how quick the keepers might react. So that's a big if. But when you lose the ball, you have to get back. The other thing to remember is Cesco is going to press like a 10 because Cesco is a 10. He is not a striker.
In a way, you can say that. You can say that. At least he can operate as a 10. But I think it will be a number 9 in time, and this is why I think he needs time. But guys, sorry, let's just look at this is the clip ended with the goal. So let's.
I just say this is a terrible clearance, by the way. You should have smashed
clearance from the clearance from yeah. So the clearance come and Dallo fumbles the ball. Right here, he's set under pressure with Iwobi, tries to turn and loses the ball.
Jarvis, that's where the goal comes from. That comes from there, because if he doesn't turn, he just lays it off to the midfielder in the middle of the park.
Yeah.
No turn. You'd be shouting, Stu, I know you would. And I'd be shouting, hold the ball.
I'd have either held it, I'd have dropped it into Bruno, like you said, Mark. You know, just a little cushion pass into Bruno.
Those players should be screaming at him to hold the ball.
You know,
because there is the turn is not on.
What is the captain doing? Or Lenny Euro? Ball watching.
Yeah. I mean, you'd want him to hold it there. Secondly, you could have dropped in Bruno, but I'd want him to hold it. Trying to turn is, well, I mean,
and he's turned the wrong way.
I know. you turn left. You turn anti-clockwise.
You shield the ball around with you so you can get your arm across the player coming. No, right now he has no protection on this ball. It is a pass. But I hate Dalot, literally. I used to like him, but I can't. I don't see anything. It's like his whole head's gone. He's forgotten how to play football for Manchester United. When he came back from Milan, I thought he was brilliant. But
he was,
But can I just add?
Yeah,
but
add on.
We know the context of this. We know that every player had to track back full pace, as you said, double pace tracking back. And they're not aware of the situation. You could clearly see every Man United player tracking back didn't look around. They were all just chasing as fast as they could back home to the goal. We all saw this on the Ten Hag, for example. This was a typical Ten Hag thing. A big hole in the middle, everybody tracking up, headless chickens. And now we see it again. And this is what you get because we try to play. We expose this and we try to play high, but we can't do it. And when we do it wrong, we get
fast. You need a breather, and this is where the breather was. The chance of the breather was you play the ball in, you get hold of it, you put your foot on it, and it gives a chance to those players who just sprinted into the 18-yard box. Yes, Stu, you know this. You're not sprint. If you just have to sprint the length of the pitch back, you're probably not going to sprint out. You know you should. But
no, you can't. No, you can't. You jog out, but you're
going to jog out because right now the player is going to hold the ball in your mind or lay it off. That's what you're seeing. They're all facing that, and they're all pretty much going, "Let's get a back line, get the back line up, get the ball back under control." So
Wobie thought Christmas had come at once. He thought, "Wait, thank you." Yeah. You're right. Terrible turn.
Okay. Let's look at. We all know what's going to happen now. Iwobi wins the ball, and
foul him now. No,
who's behind him, Jarvis?
It's Robinson.
It is
one of the best crossers in the Premier League and Europe.
It is
most assists.
So where's Mbeumo?
There he is.
There he is.
So bear in mind,
we look like we are in a good shape. The back five is intact. The two DMs are there. We defend with 7 guys.
Yeah.
So right now, you're right. What's wrong with this? Nothing. This is very similar to the Arsenal one last week, which you put up.
Well, pay attention to these two guys. This is our
captain. I only needed to watch it once.
Mr. What did you call him? The Stu? What's his name? The Kings.
Oh, the Kingmaker. Yeah.
The Kingmaker. The Kingmaker is here, and Smith Rowe.
Yeah.
I just want you guys, everybody, to pay attention to this.
Have I looked at him? No, I still haven't looked at him. I'm watching the ball.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Bruno's eyes are here. Smith Rowe's eyes are here, but he's aware of Bruno because Bruno is in front. And let me just remove this, take it up again.
I'm not going to say Bruno can't maybe see him out the corner of his eye, but he has not checked his shoulder in this clip so far.
He should know where he is. Yeah, you can feel him, Smith Rowe, from there. You can feel him. You can hear the ground. You can feel yeah, you can feel on the ground.
You do.
Yeah, you can feel the ground with your feet. This is a brilliant ball by Wobie, by the way.
It really is. Gamble. That's all he's done is gamble.
Yeah.
It is a great ball.
There he goes. There he goes. Bayındır, looking at the keeper had no chance, did he? But I would have liked him a bit further out, really. And the reason I'd like him on the edge of the 6-yard box, lads, is there's no danger.
Come and claim it. Yeah,
exactly.
If it goes in high, you can claim it.
Exactly right, because there's no danger. But I'm going to give Iwobi credit here. Yeah, I'm going to give Iwobi credit here. It was a brilliant knock.
A decent DM would have been aware of this and just stepped one step to the left, blocked his pathway.
Do you know what, Jarvis? I agree with you. But Bruno should have been treading on Smith Rowe's toes earlier. He should have been on Smith Rowe. He should have been holding him, dragging him. But it was such a good ball.
Can you take that back? Can you take that back 2 seconds? Literally. Okay, play that through. Keep a watch on Bruno's head as Smith Rowe runs past him. Just before he goes past him, Bruno looks the other way. Takes his eye off the player and he's gone.
Yeah.
So that's why he has not focused on his player. I'll tell you what he's looking to do. He's looking to tell people what to do.
Yeah.
That's all he did all game, was tell everyone else what to do.
But the other thing is, by the way, Iwobi himself is looking. I think he's looking for Jimenez to dart across and to dart straight and across. If that makes sense.
Well, he's put it in the danger area. He's put it in the channel of uncertainty, as they call it.
Then, but the backspin that he puts on that ball to hold it up, it's a great ball. I hate to say it, it's really upsetting me now. I'm pissed off with Iwobi. It's a great knock.
I'm actually watching that again. I think De Ligt could have cleared it. Look, if you look at the squares, the grass squares, you see that the post is what 2 foot inside of that. He's outside of that.
Yeah, he scores more. Yeah, trust me. As a central defender,
but look how far out he is.
He won't. Yeah, the problem you've got is he's not going to get a full-on kick on it. He'll swipe it. It'll come off the side of his boot and it'll go in. I promise you. I've been there.
I think he could have cleared it. I know you're right, and I agree. I said it first thing. But
I've been there. I've been there. Yeah. It's one of those. It's a risk. It's a big, big risk.
And can I just say, look at we give Luke Shaw a lot of people slate him. Bruno may have switched off, but Luke Shaw has done everything he can to try and stop Smith Rowe here. Correct. And he had to leave his man to do it.
Correct.
He's tried his best to get across. And you can see Bruno, not only is he not seeing that, but as you play it and he goes, Bruno doesn't move on to Luke Shaw's player either. He just stands and watches.
I don't know about that, really, guys.
But by the end of the day, it's easy to point fingers. The game goes so that quick. We are looking at everything in slow motion. For me, as I said in the beginning, it's all about the finer details of the game, the press play, what happened with Cesco in the beginning, and it ended up with the goal. So in a way, this is why football is so interesting. It's
why we love it.
That's why we love it. And I think I hope that this opened your eyes, guys, when we talk about not just YouTube, because I know you two know this, but for the audience, for the Devilish Tacticals, everybody watching, small details that will cost you. And if I was the manager, I would have shown this to the players at least for 5 hours, just to print it into their head. Every little detail counts. If this is your job, this is what happens if you don't do your job. You will get punished. You have to follow. You have to block your man. No jogging. No slacking off. Do your job. That's everything I ask. If you do that, we will do fine, guys. We will win.
Well, I think Rio said it after the game on his channel that he would show them the first 10 minutes for like 5 hours. So similar to what you've just said, Jarvis. He was showing the first 10 minutes and then pretty much say, "Tell me why you didn't do that for the rest of the game." For the first 10 minutes, when we hit the post, we played through the long ball over the top. There's all these good points. Show them the good points. Tell me why you're not continuing to do that, because it was working. It was working. It was working. Second half, I think at 70 something, they put a stat up, and Burma had 5 touches in the second half.
We just didn't get him into the game. Yeah,
and you're like, so why did you stop passing in the ball? Why did Cunha stop getting the ball to run with at his feet? Who feeds those 2 players?
The Kingmaker. Kobe Mainu. He should be doing it. He should be doing it.
Yeah.
I could do a 5-hour show on mistakes Bruno makes compared to the wonders he has produced, because he has produced wonders for Manchester United. But everyone keeps playing people as numbers. I hate it. Stu, you're probably like me. You probably hate it. You're centre back. Why are you never been given a number? Why are you not a 4 or a 5? Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's like, we talk about 6s, we talk about 8s, we talk about 10s.
Yeah.
A number 10 in a 4-3-3 is a totally different player to a number 10 in this 3-2-5, 3-5-2, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
They're all different positions.
Yeah.
You can't have someone whose main skill is their long ball passing technique in as a 10 when you're high pressing and being on the thing. You want short, sharp, 2, 3, 4 yard 1-2s, quick feet, which we all know Bruno gives the ball away. So Bruno doesn't fit our 10. He is a quarterback. It's the best way to it. But if we're not going to play high, if we had Jeremy Frimpong on the right and I don't know, another Frimpong on the left, Bruno would be perfect in this one because he could ping it in behind for the wing backs to chase. And we sit deeper and we play on a counter. At the moment, square pegs, round holes. I say for the moment, it's been 5 years.
We just never changed.
We have a gaping hole in the centre of midfield, but we are not closing. We're not even closing it. The irony of buying Ugarte last season and then employing the manager who got rid of him is huge. I don't think too many people are drawing that conclusion together. Ugarte was sold and was replaced by João Neves, who played the position perfectly for Amorim. And why did that? Because he had someone who could. So he got rid of the player who couldn't. And now Ugarte sits on our bench because he can't play this system.
Yeah, it's not for us. No, we got big problems. Big problems.
That's one of those things when you're looking at your manager, you go, well, you don't tend to employ someone who's happy to sell you their players and then bring him in to work with those players he sold you.
Guys, lot of great comments coming in on Bruno. This is not a place where we are sitting here trashing Bruno. It's not about that. It's about what we lack as a team and what we can do better. And talking about midfielders, I'm hugely impressed by Sander Berge, and I'm just gonna show you guys visually what Sander Berge actually is doing. I know, Stu, you love this. Sander Berge is not on the ball one time in this clip, but just watch him. And I think one of his biggest strengths is his spatial awareness.
Yeah.
How far away he is from the opposition players. And he puts himself centrally perfect all the time and is always available. So this is Sander Berge in the middle of the pitch, just in this play. It's nothing spectacular. It's nothing, but it's just how he places himself all the time. Look at him. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's in the middle.
Always the ball drops. That's what I call it. He's always the tip of the triangle or available for a pass. And the best space you can occupy is the mind of the player. If he has to think about you, then you're doing your job.
That's a good cue, Mark. Look at Cesco and look at his head moves. He tries to figure out where is Sander Berge all the time. Turning. He plays the holding midfield role, like you would expect a number 10 to play that role behind a striker. Look at Sander Berge make a little dummy run out to the left.
Yeah, move the
now
player.
He moves in again.
I'd love to see what his distance is. I bet he runs 12 to 15k a game. Easy.
And now you see Fulham are in possession. We are trying to press, but I call it a half press. We might as well play the mid block at this point because our press was dreadful. And at the end we are stopping with. Let me just try to figure this out. You see, Sander Berge is here.
Yeah.
He's watching over his shoulder to the left. He knows where the space is, and he's available. So let's go to the next clip. There was a close-up, so we need to do this one. Here you see again Sander Berge is on the ball, receiving it, and now you play Iwobi because the space is there, and Fulham are attacking the same space again. They are looking like prime Barcelona, and we are, I don't know what we are doing.
Well,
In this attack, I want you to know Iwobi dragging it inside. He knows Robinson will go wide, holding on to the ball. This is good. What do you call it? Progressing the ball, and he gives it to Robinson. And look how many men Fulham comes in with into the box at this moment when the cross comes. In this one attack, because Sander Berge gives them time, he gives them opportunities and availability all the time, and he has spatial awareness. We can't pick him up because we have a weak midfield. We don't have defensive-minded midfielders who understand where and how to pick out their main guy. It's like picking out Rodri when he plays for Manchester City.
Well, why can't Kobe Mainoo do that? Everything you just demonstrated there is a very simplistic way of playing football. We know that because the CDM is a very simplistic player. That's what it is.
You don't have to keep it simple and keep it ticking.
Yeah, you don't have to be a brain surgeon to be able to play.
Big up you.
That type of game. There's a couple of things that Sander Berge did there, which was really interesting to me. The first thing is he would jog. And I talk about it all the time, don't I? I talk about just jogging, stopping, and then moving again. Now, the dummy run was ideal because what you're trying to do is draw out a player so you can gain extra space. But he plays within that middle third. He never comes out of that middle third of the pitch. You know, the edge of the area, all the way to the edge of the area. That's where he stays. And when you get the ball, as he took it, he moves it and he passes it. It's a very, very simple way of playing football, but he kept the ball moving and he keeps the ball moving. Now, we've got players that can do that. Bruno won't do that. He just won't. But Kobe Mainoo could do that. If we could get him to have his head on a swivel, look at, you know, his positional play within the central area, he's got the ability to take the ball in a tight area. He's got the ability to take the ball in a large area and distribute it. Because all Sander Berge does, Jarvis, is get it and give it.
Yeah.
But he gets it in space.
You keep things ticking. That's
exactly.
what you do.
He gives it in space.
The thing is,
what he does
Casemiro does that for us.
Casemiro
was doing that for us. He was doing it at the start of the game. He was getting the ball because obviously he can't run around like a headless chicken. So
we don't need him to. Yeah.
We bypass him.
Yeah,
and
all the time.
Almost refuses to pass him the ball. And Casemiro looked like he was refusing to pass Bruno the ball today. Because it's like, no, we need to keep this ball moving. And he's bypassing it. Yeah. And like you say,
Bruno wants to control us, and we can't do that. We can't allow that to continue. You know, Ugarte, that's not Ugarte's game. Anyway, I think we all know that. It's not Ugarte's game.
He's a destroyer. It's not a passer.
Yeah, he's a destroyer. Yeah, so he doesn't really fit. But Berg, I bet he's got a brilliant partner, though, in Lukic, Jarvis.
Absolutely.
Brilliant partner in Lukic. I mean, Lukic, you know,
the way he drew the fouls earlier by fouling Dorgu, and then and it wasn't given because we still had the ball. And then as soon as he got the ball, Dorgu went into him and he just fell over like a, I don't know, a domino, we call it. That's the best way I can put it without being censored. And it was just like, got the free kick. That intelligence, that emotional thing, like, he's younger. I know he's going to lash out at me. I'm going to give him a little nudge. He's going to nudge me back. You know,
exactly right. It's really, really interesting.
I can't keep expressing it enough. We lack experience through the spine of the team. We do not have an experienced captain where you would follow him. He might be an experienced footballer, but he's not an experienced captain. We do not have an experienced striker. Our centre-backs aren't listened to, and our goalkeepers are an absolute joke. So when you have that, it's very, very hard to communicate. The clip you put up, Bruno, where Bruno ran into the box at the end of the last one, the Sander Berge one, where he plays it wide, you'll notice Bruno is running into the box with two Fulham players, and at no point is he screaming at someone, I've got two. Because when you're coming in with two players towards your two centre-backs, who you can clearly see one is marking and one isn't, you need to say another one's coming, because that you don't let that information know, he's going to run straight across the other centre back and score.
But this is the problem for me, because you're dealing with elite footballers who've been playing the game, who've been playing the game since they're 8 years old.
They're not elite. They're lucky.
Well, at Manchester United, you're supposed to be elite, supposed to be an elite footballer. You're in the Premier League, you're supposed to be
Manchester
elite
United
footballer.
are meant to be league champions then in that case, and we're not.
No, but this is the problem for me, and this is the issue. And I talk about it all the time, Mark, and it annoys me. And I just can't get my head around it. These guys have been playing football since they were 8 years old. They've been coached at good clubs since they were 8 years old, and they haven't developed as they should have. And I just, it astounds me. It astonishes me that you cannot develop as an individual when you were going in.
Do you know what they develop now is not intelligence? They develop on the ball, doing these tricks, do that, dribbling the ball, do that.
It's intelligence is what you need.
Football. And the ones who shine sometimes when they've hit their 30s were not playing the kind of football that we're now in. So they start to get found out as they slow down.
It's
all
intelligent.
the time they're young and fast, they're good. But as that speed leaves you, even Casemiro, we can't lay into Casemiro and not apply the same thing to anyone over 30. You've lost your pace. You've lost the yard of pace. It happens. It happens to everyone, whether you want to admit it or not.
Yeah, but it does. But where's the brain then to adjust your game? I've adjusted my game 4 times in my career. 4 times I've adjusted my game, and I've adjusted it because I know what part of my body is breaking down, and I know what I need to do.
How many strikers you see move into midfield? Wayne Rooney, Harry Kane, right now are probably the 2 that jump into my mind. Really stand
Giggsy
out.
did it, didn't he? Scholesy, I suppose Scholesy was flying like, and he kind of did it.
In general, most players can't do it. They can't do it. We expect them to, but they can't.
But I think they can. This is where my thinking takes me. You should be able to do it. You should be.
They won't.
No, that's more like it. Thank you. That's exactly it. Because we've all played football. The devilish tacticos have played. If I said to Jarvis, or I said to you, Mark, listen, Mark, we're fucked today. I need you at centre half. Yeah, Stu, I'll do a job for you, and I know you'll do a job because you'll use that. Ideally, we'd want you up the top end, putting the ball in the back of the net. But you could
do an Ian Dowie, you'd be happy, wouldn't you?
But you could sit in alongside me at centre back. I would talk you through the game, but I wouldn't have to tell you how to play the game. That's all I'm saying. I wouldn't have to
talk you through the game.
Yeah. And then same with Jarvis. Jarvis, I need you at left back. Well, I'll talk you through the game. But I don't need to tell you how to play the game because you know how to play the game. Jarvis will know to take the ball and think, right, I've got 4 options, but actually my best option is 10 yards to move forward and then release it. Because you know, and that's my frustration. I get it. Want to do it.
Jarvis, you played that clip through while we were talking. And you see exactly what I mean. I saw it from the start.
Bruno 2 against 1. He didn't communicate. He just put his neck down and tracked back. You know,
it's not a head movement or anything. You know, he's not looking for a striker to come back with him. He's not looking for a defender to come out. He had enough space to get the striker passed over, so one of the defenders takes him. You know, there's things, but this is. I keep digging at Bruno because the last 2 games he has made horrendous mistakes.
Yeah. We know that. Yeah. This is not a bashing
Bruno from me, and I have to keep. I'm just an honest coach. If I see it, and I'm going to call it.
Mark, can I just say one thing? When it comes to Bruno, it's easy to sit here and be negative against Bruno, but he's not a number 8 or a number 6. That's the big issue. That's the main issue. People gotta realize you're not playing against dummies. Sander Berge and Lukic today in the pivot for Fulham. They are established Premier League players who have played the game for many, many years. And they know how to play in that role. They are specialist players.
He doesn't change that team against Grimsby and everyone starts raving because Bruno set up 3 or 4 goals.
Scored a penalty. I know.
It doesn't matter. We will get punished again.
That's the world we live in. That's what I'm saying. That's the world we live in. What I'm saying now, he's playing in the number 8 or he's playing central midfield, then stay in the fucking centre of midfield and do your job.
I'd rather him out the team.
If you lose your player, get back behind, or and listen to your centre backs who tell you not to drop. Just get back, because
I'd rather him out the team.
Don't look for your player. Don't look for a player to mark. Just get back and get into your bank of 4 ahead of the bank of 5. That is smart. That is intelligent. But it's
absolutely.
Exactly. By the way, I just want to say hi to everybody who tuned in from Cass. We got Cass, Harvey 22 coming in. Cass Ray, thank you, Cass. We have HAB coming in and say ultimately our problem is still scoring goals. Scoring 1 or 0 goals a game means you only draw or lose games. Attacks needs to step up, and I think you make a good point. We need to score more goals, but the topic of the show is about the midfield, and we will talk about the attack also. But I have one more clip for you guys. I just want you to see this. It's about Bruno and his inability, because I think he's not strong enough. We can Sander Berge is a big guy. Lukic is a big guy. When you look at other midfielders, they have physicality, and we know we lack physicality. That's why we need a player like Baleba coming in with his physicality. In this situation, I know it's just a small thing, but if you look at Bruno here coming against Lukic, he doesn't know how to handle it. He's not strong enough in this situation. Or is it Cunha? Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. But how easily... No, it's Bruno, yeah. How easily they play through our midfield. And Lukic drags Bruno out of this pocket, and we have a big pocket in the central of the area for the Fulham attackers to drop into. And we get so easily outsmarts, and we don't have the physicality to win the duels. We get dragged out, lose the duel, and opens up the space.
But it's okay to lose
over and over again.
Jarvis, it's okay. You're going to lose duels. You're not going to win every duel. What it's about is about your recovery. So even in this freeze frame, you can see it's that Luke Shaw going towards the ball.
It's Luke
He's
Shaw.
signaling with his hand, he's going to play it in that gap. In other words, someone needs to tuck in Dorgu. He's signaling it, but he has to go to the ball in his mind. But in my mind, what the fuck are you doing pressing the ball and leaving a 20-yard gap between your centre-back and Dorgu, who's got to be out on the wing? Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
If you take it from number 4 outwards.
But again, that's the instructions from Amorim. He wants his centre-back to be proactive. He wants him to be aggressive. He wants him to push out, jump when needed.
Just play it through.
Jumping's fine, but you have to hold the line when someone jumps. You can't drop in, because you want to force that ball in behind and get him offside. If you're just going to keep running back towards your goal and you jump forward,
guys, we're absolutely sound here. We're perfectly fine, from a defensive perspective.
Well, it's
that's okay. Actually, I just wanted to have a look at how it moved forward. It's kind of okay there in many ways, because they haven't got a runner.
You say centre back maybe move over.
You did move him over, and Bruno's actually got himself back there. He should be able to cover that shaded area where he is now. Yeah, so we're not in a. And I know, Jarvis, by the way. Hey, look, I'm not. That wasn't the point you were making, pal. And I know that, but I was just interested to see what happened after that. I kind of agree with Mark on this one. The ball was there to be won. I do kind of understand that the ball was there to be won, and he has won the ball. But all he's done is his momentum has carried.
If that was Baleba, how would he play himself out?
Actually,
I don't think anything's different now. I think that he can't get to the ball. It's shielded. And he's bounced it straight back to the defender. So really,
I think that's what happens. I think that's what happens. Now, Baleba could. I'm not saying he will, but he could grab the foot of the shirt, Jarvis.
No, because the rest has got clear view.
And make it. Yeah, I know, but I'd still do it.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah,
a foul on the halfway line is the safest place, right?
Exactly. Yeah, and kind of try and stop that. But I think the ball's always going to bounce back. I actually think in this occasion, Mount wasn't at his most alert. He was quite passive there. He wasn't aggressive. He was quite passive. And, that's allowed the passage of play really, because Mount should have been a bit quicker, a bit more buzzing and around it. As it happens, we weren't kind of too bad in the in the final phase of that. It was a difficult pass, and what I was getting at, Mark. The cross was difficult for Muniz, wasn't it, by himself? We were nicely covered there, but ultimately, I can understand what you were saying, Jarvis, about physicality. Belabor might have been a bit strong.
For me, I believe the midfielders, and sometimes you don't want to you don't want to sell yourself, and you have to be. As I said, one of the strengths to Sander Berge is his spatial awareness.
Exactly.
Playing centrally in the midfield, you have to have spatial awareness.
Yeah.
You don't vacate your space, and if you vacate your space, you have to be 100% sure that the ball won't go into that gap.
No, he did it well. Mark is a striker, though. This is the funny part of it. If Bruno would come in and Bruno didn't get a foot in and steer it to Mark would have been, fucking hell, what are you doing? I'm free, I got 10 yards of space here. Give me the
I'm
ball.
not even sure Mount could get that ball if he got his foot in it. And
I was on about Bruno when Bruno was coming in. If what Bruno should have done as a striker would say, get the fucking ball to me.
Yeah.
Give me 10 yards in space.
You're never happy on the football pitch.
I want it now.
What I will say about Sander Berge, and he wouldn't fit our system. He's a tremendous player and you'd want him. Unfortunately, we don't create that space for him to move into because we leave a massive gap for all the team we're playing, Phil. Do you know what I mean? We're like, jump in the
swimming pool. I do, but honestly, Mark, I'll be on the phone to Fulham tonight. Sorry.
Probably come out and say, why the fuck would I come join you?
Yeah, he probably would, but I thought he was excellent today. I watched him in the second because I only really watched the second half properly. I've seen the first half, but I watched it properly. I watched him in the second half, and I saw, for a centre half, pal, I'd have been. I mean, Anderson was tremendous again today, wasn't he? I thought Anderson
fantastic centre back, yes,
brilliant. On our show on Friday, I said when he'd never even wanted to leave.
And he could play higher.
Contract. So he quietly went, I want to stay in London. I found a club. I would have had Anderson at our club within a half.
Great player. I thought Bassey was solid today as well. I can't believe I'm saying that because last year, Mark, I thought he was a tit, but actually today I thought he was quite solid. They've got this partnership, Anderson and Bassey, and it doesn't matter whether you like somebody or not. That partnership.
You know why Bassey was good today? Well. Bassey's been playing left back.
He has, hasn't he? I noticed that. Tete was in today, obviously, wasn't he? But yeah,
without Robinson and Sessegnon
played today, didn't he? But he played wing back. He played higher.
But both of them have been out for the first game and out through pre-season. So it's a little bit embarrassing, but they had such good games because this is their first actual full game they played as well.
How good was Castagna? Although Castagna was excellent on the right as well. I really did. Fulham are great.
We are such an arrogant team.
Yeah, I think that's a
players,
problem.
Not all of them. Certain players are so arrogant where the thing, don't give them any respect. Don't care who they are. You don't respect them. You go in, you put your tackles in as if you're playing against your best mate or your worst enemy. You play the same way. And I think that's our biggest flaw. We cannot play the same way week in, week out. It all depends on who I'm up against and what I'm going to look like. So Castagna had a great game.
Yeah, we have an arrogance. Yeah, absolutely against us.
Last week, if Castagna was playing for Arsenal, we wouldn't have allowed him to have a good game.
Exactly.
Guys,
tonight.
180 people watching the show right now on X and YouTube. I'm not going to tell you every third minute to smash the like, but I will do now. So please, guys, if you haven't, smash the like, hit the like, do whatever you want to, but press that thumbs up and give us a like.
Have to pay for it.
No, it's free. It's free. And I have to commend all the people putting in great comments. I love your football knowledge, HAB, Bathheim, and all of you, Catherine, and Danny B. It's Johnny K. It's brilliant reading all your comments while I do the show. You make me think, and I don't know everything about football. Neither do Mark and Stu, but you contribute, and together we say again.
I don't know anything about the game. I don't. I haven't got a clue.
I know what I know.
Are we not
Humble,
talking?
Stu. It doesn't suit you. Don't be humble. It doesn't suit
Are we
you.
not? Oh, I thought we were talking American football.
Okay. But I want to change the subject. Now I think we covered the midfield debate about Bruno, Sander Berge, what we can expect. I want to talk a little bit about the goalkeeper and Bayındır. We saw him today. He was dreadful on corner kicks, especially. I can just show you this but there were like 7 or 6 or 7 instances like this during the game. So pay close attention to Bayındır. The ball comes in. He loses his feet over and over again.
You know why he loses his feet? He tangles. He gets his foot in between the defender's legs.
Yeah.
He literally puts his foot. You can't see it on this angle, but when they showed the replay at the beginning, so as soon as I saw it, he puts his foot in between the defender's legs, and that's why as he brings his leg back, he trips.
Yeah.
But we all understand it was no coincidence that Arsenal scored this way in the first game. And Fulham, if they had been effective, they probably could have scored both 2 and 3 goals on corner kicks against us because of Bayındır. We basically played without a goalkeeper in all these corner kicks. He couldn't save a ball if his life depended on it. So that's the problem. So my question to you guys is, what are we going to do with the goalkeeper situation right now? Are we reinstating Onana as the first team goalkeeper? Have we seen enough from Bayındır, or is there a hope that he can come good? Or do we put in Lamens right away if we sign him?
Yeah, look, the problem was with that corner. If you just put the still up, and I'll tell you straight away what the issue with that corner is.
Okay, so
if you just put the still up, we just need the still up, the very beginning.
Okay, yeah.
You don't like the marking, do you?
Correct.
I don't even need to see it. It's like
how did you know
the zonal marking, and the fact no one was.
The issue is there, Jarvis, is put a line of red in front of Bayındır. Okay, that's what you do. I don't know what the fuck we're doing, allowing 2 free players at the back. Those 2, if you just circle 9 and 16, okay, and then so we've got Mount again, and we've got De Ligt. If De Ligt and Mount and Yoro and Shaw, if they're kind of holding that line in, you've got should have this impenetrable block. That's what you should have, and then that should make it easier for Bayındır, because what you can't do, Mark, in the fight is foul your own player.
No, I'll climb all over his back to come and get the ball.
Thank you. And that's how you mitigate it, Jarvis. What you were saying is absolutely right. And Mark, eagle-eyed, if you were to play it, he gets tried, either treads on 16's foot or 16 treads on Bayındır's foot.
No, 16 blocks him, so he goes at an angle, steps across him like you would expect, and as he back pebbles, he puts his foot between the legs of the player.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
He's got the wrong position.
Yeah. So,
you want something like this too?
Yeah, something like
that.
A bit further out, you'd have Bayındır in the middle of the 6 yard.
You're on the right idea.
Yeah, but if you then put, 4 Fulham players there, how the
Can I just say, Shu, everything you just pointed out, if you go back to that still about the tactical board, right? If you look, do you remember the goal we conceded against Fiorentina?
Yeah, oh God, yeah. God, that's a while ago though. That was
right now. Dorgu's on the back post, but he's not on the back post. But
he's not.
I don't know where the fuck he is meant to be marking, but he's in no man's land, right?
Yes.
Spatial is free.
Yes.
Those 2 defenders, if one of them goes towards the keeper, he's going to have to go in there, leaving people free at the back. I said at the very start when I came on that I hated the fact that every corner Bayındır came for in the middle and it went over the top to the back post. Bassi is just left totally unmarked. And he is a beast. You're not stopping him if he's got a run on you. He will jump and he will put everything in the back of the net like any good centre-back.
Well, and so we should. And so we should.
Right? So if you do not block those 2 players in, there should be no unmarked players. This is a total flaw, and we will concede a lot of corners if we're going to do a zonal setup like this, where we're marking the front post only.
The opposition will always try to attack this space. and put 2 to 3 guys on Bayındır if we keep playing like this. This is our weakness. Because he can't go out and claim the ball. When the ball comes, he can't go out and claim it.
I mean, I'm amazed at De Ligt, to be honest, because he's marking nobody. I can't get my head around it. I'm really struggling, to be fair.
I coach under 18s. We have has he had his birthday yet? Last season, we had a 15-year-old goalkeeper. Really bloody good, right? Obviously, but we're playing under 18s football. But he's not very tall. So what do you think the main instruction is on the corners? I'm putting someone big and strong.
You're putting a 6-footer by him,
to protect my goalkeeper.
Yeah.
So I know someone's going to have 90% chance someone's going to be coming in on my goalkeeper just to hit him.
Yeah.
And I want you to do your job and you keep him away. And then I don't start high here. I start inside my goal. Actually in my goal. Because do you know why? If you start getting blocked, you've got a free kick all day long because you now can't even get on the pitch. Right? Yeah. So they can't mark you off the pitch. So you start inside your goal and you try and claim it. And straight away, I can smash, as you said, into my defender to come and get it. I can get my knee up. Sorry if I've got a smasher in the back with my knee.
Exactly right. Yeah. So that's how you defend a corner.
Well, that's how football's always been defended in corners.
Yeah, it does.
What are we doing?
Mark,
what are we doing there?
If you look at coaching and all playing out from the back and all this kind of nonsense, what hasn't changed in football? Free kicks and corner kicks.
Free kicks and corners.
Yeah, never changed.
Free kicks might have changed last week.
But ultimately, then my point being is it's a free ball into the box. I just don't understand. That to me makes no sense whatsoever.
No, we're boxing the attacking players on top of our goalkeeper right there. You can see it's a box on them.
Okay, this is a different one. Yeah, it's a different one, but it's just
so back post unmarked.
Mm-hmm.
Goalkeeper's already been touched.
Yeah,
and we're lucky we didn't give away a penalty as well because Luke Shaw's got 2 hands on the player, which
it was a foul, wasn't it? It was a foul, yeah. Yeah, it was a foul.
I wouldn't have given it, Stu. Do you know why? Because Luke Shaw committed a foul on their player exactly at the same time.
Okay.
So, and that's why I thought they were looking at it, and apparently it did come up. See, look, the player unmarked back post almost scores.
It was Tete is fighting with a goalkeeper. That doesn't happen. It shouldn't happen. You square up in front of the keeper. You always do. I just don't understand this. What the fuck are we blocking the near post for? Yeah, if I'm taking the corner, I'm going long. Yeah.
Ref. Every time you shove him and you scream ref, but he's backing into you. Yeah, you bring attention to it.
But my point being, why the fuck have we got 4 players blocking the front post? As a corner kick, you're just going to lob it out wide into the middle or to the far post. Yeah. You're not going to put the ball.
You already see what's going to happen here. You've got the players making a run with no one looking at him. Who's number 19? Who's 19?
It's an easy run for him. That's why. And Mbeumo's not. Yeah, Mbeumo.
So yeah, I mean, and Mason, I think that's Mount had to try and leave his man to try and shut it down. Which then, funny enough, he left is the one who gets the rebound.
Yeah, so, I mean, to be fair, Tete was, I think it was Tete, pushing. Oh, this is another one, isn't it? Yeah,
it's another one.
Yeah,
there were so many. Many. We really struggle. So
it's terrible,
and it baffles me that Amorim in halftime. We saw this even in the, I think it was 88th minutes or the 89th minute of the game. Fulham had an in-swinger. They could have scored. They could have won the game, but we couldn't address it. And we knew this after the Arsenal game.
We did. If we've got a set piece coach,
I've had 1 week to prepare.
What I will say, you can bring in Lemans, you can bring in Donnarumma, you can bring in bloody Peter Schmeichel back. You don't put player in front of that goalkeeper, he's still going to struggle to come and claim that ball because he's going to be blocked off legally by their players who do not have to move to get out of the way. Now, yesterday, a goal was disallowed for the goalkeeper coming and claiming it.
Same thing, wasn't it? Yeah.
The player did not foul him. The goalkeeper went through him. It was not a foul on the goalkeeper. And people were like, United have been hard done by because he had his arm.
The goal was disallowed on it. Yeah.
Because he's pushing the arm down, right? This keeper went up and all he did was stand there and he's crashed into me and dropped the ball. That's not a foul. And that's what you will see there. If you do not put your player there, it's not a foul. If you hit their player, you could easily give away a penalty.
Like I say, Mark, if I punched you in the head, it doesn't matter. You can't foul your own player. Simple as that. The amount of times I've been punched in the head, the back, the shoulder, goalkeepers landing on me.
I've had to catch keepers. Yeah, I've done the same. I would always be a blocker.
I've had it in the back.
Yeah.
I've had it in the thigh, knees. You just won't believe it. But it's because I'm there protecting the goalkeeper. I don't get off that piece, coach. Anyway, it's annoying me now, Jarvis. It's annoying me.
Well, it's worrying. It's still early days in the Premier League, and we struggle with. I think this is set situations, and we shouldn't be like this. We are waffling. We are searching. We are not. It looks like we're not. We don't know what we're doing at the current moment.
Because
Jarvis,
these
you took the
players,
words out of my mouth.
because these players are going home at 2:00 in the afternoon. They're going home, aren't they? Instead of staying behind.
Doing that training. We've got 5 days a week training.
I know.
4 days a week training, day off and whatever. But what are we doing? Because yes, we're leaving later. Yes, we've got more time to work on every aspect. Surely we're not still working on fitness. And I'm only seeing very small patterns of play that seem to go out the window after about 20 minutes.
Mm.
Well, let me ask you this.
Our set pieces seem to be a joke.
Let me ask you this. How long has Lukic been a centre half? He was 17 when he played for Ajax. He's 24 now.
Yep.
Okay. How long has Luke Shaw been playing fullback or in the defence at Manchester United? These players aren't green. They're not wet behind the ears. They know how to defend the corner.
So they're doing what they've been instructed to do.
Absolutely. It's got to be. It has to be. There's no other explanation for it. I'm sorry.
Stu, when you step on the pitch, you are old enough and wise enough to now to go, manager, don't change this. We're going to have to change this our fucking selves because this ain't working.
Correct. And then take it in the neck after the game. Absolutely. 100%.
We are now in 2025 where footballers would rather turn around and say, manager told us to do that, so it's not my fault.
Correct. It's too easy, isn't it? It's too easy. But anyway.
Mm.
Yeah. Luke Shaw's 200th game, that should have been 400 if he's been with the club for 10 years.
200th game, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
Could easily have played 38 games a season minimum.
We spoke about that. We spoke about that earlier, Soccer Junkie. Yeah, me and Jarvis mentioned that a bit earlier before Mark joined.
Yeah, and I think I said it as well on ours. I was like, he's won back-to-back games and changed formation. But I will say he had wing-backs in that Tottenham team. And some of the players actually really do fit that system and probably were playing the wrong system. And he's got a centre-back where if you put him in the middle of 3, you ain't getting in behind because he's going to sweep up like, well, he's quick as Usain Bolt.
Absolutely brilliant, Van der Ben. Great player.
Brian Harkin, big up. Good to see you. Last week you had Euro pointing out where Bruno had to be, and this week he's not following his man back into the box. Yeah, we covered that. We saw it, and it's dreadful. Stu is yawning. I think it's time to call it a day. 2 hours, 2 minutes
guys.
into the show.
Busy day today.
I want to answer a couple of questions before we go. I am Titanium coming in. Said for Jarvis, let's say Bruno's missed penalty caused a butterfly effect that led you to your kettle breaking. What's your tactical fix? Replace the kettle, sub Bruno, or switch to a cold brew football? Yeah.
What a great question.
I like my grape juice.
Yes, you're a grape juice man, aren't you?
Yes.
I've got pomegranate juice actually. I decided to go pomegranate, not grape. Good question.
Good question. We have a good question coming in from Thomas Vedinos. He said, "I'm not sure about Amorim's in-game management. What's your thoughts?"
Look, it's the first time I criticised his in-game management today. It was abysmal, absolutely atrocious. I was left perplexed, Thomas, by 3 or 4, probably even 5 decisions that Amorim made. The guy is clearly a talented coach. You don't get to manage in professional football at the highest level if you're not a talented coach. But stubbornness is going to kill him. Stubbornness will absolutely destroy his career. and he has got to look at what he's doing. He's got to look at the players. He's got to redefine how he approaches matches and how he approaches his substitutions, because we cannot afford a loss against Burnley at the weekend. We've got to go. We've got to beat Burnley, because we could adrift. And Burnley have played 2 and won 1. We've played 2 and drawn 1. So,
Mark,
his decisions are very questionable, and his words do not match his decisions. So, do not believe all is, quiet on the Western Front. I think there's still a shit show behind the scenes going on, and they're trying to put out a united front. They're all saying the right words, but what I see with my eyes, it doesn't tally up. There's arguments on the pitch. There's criticisms coming from players about people that have left, and no, not criticisms, but like, what was the word Luke Shaw said? Like, basically, like, the dead wood's gone, and like, well, hang on, you're gonna have to throw yourself in that boat, even though we like.
I was going to say, what dead wood?
And it's not tallying up. I think Amorim's a great manager. I love the fact he wants to try and play 3 at the back, but I don't believe our players are smart enough. And I see Mbeumo, I see Cunha, and I see them doing their jobs, and now they're getting starved of the ball. So what are we going to do about that?
Yeah. Another quick question. This is from I Am Titanium. Big up I Am Titanium. He said, serious question. Which one of you would survive the longest in the world run entirely by IKEA furniture? Well, what's it called? The Allen wrench. I despise it. It's the worst tool that's ever made.
Oh, you're on about the Allen key. Yeah.
That's Jarvis out then first. Right, that's good. I would like to think.
Listen, this wipes me out then, because I hate flat pack furniture. Fucking does my head in. I hate it. So that rolls me out. I'd be dead straight away.
I'm a winner then. I'm always getting phone calls from my mum. I bought something. Can you come put it together or something like that? So
yeah. Well, you pay. Yeah. You can pay somebody now, can't you, to do it for you?
Oh yeah. We've got people around us. Yeah, get the handyman and they come put it all together.
Yeah, that's it, Jarvis. Yeah. Jarvis. Yeah.
Yes. United XS coming in and say, who would you guys replace Amorim with?
Myself.
I imagine in time, if he gets sacked, let's say in 3 years' time.
I don't know. I don't know.
Right now, I'd take the job, because I can't think of anyone who I could bring in. And bear in mind, if we're buying wing backs and people like that, you've got to bring someone who plays that formation. So you've just screwed yourself. That's the only thing. If you pick weird and wonderful positional players, you've got to play that same formation.
Yeah, I look. Does it? Yeah, I don't know really. Irola maybe from Bournemouth, perhaps. I don't know.
Maybe if we play a back 3, we should hire the former Atalanta manager. I don't know if he's retired. Gasperini. He plays attacking football, open football. He plays with the back 3, so maybe he could be the guy. But I rate the Iraola, Andoni Iraola. I think he's a great man.
I actually like Glasner at Palace.
Glasner.
Yeah, I like Glasner. I do. I think he's
because we've got the players for that, and he can bring Mateta in, who's
it'd be a solid choice. Glasner would be a solid choice for me. Solid choice. But look, what do we do? If you're quite right, lads. The key this time is this is the players. We need to get the manager that's going to utilise these players, because we can't keep.
HAB coming in and say, are we wasting Ahmad as the right wing back?
Yes. There you go.
Mark?
No, he's on the pitch. Learn to do something from that position.
I think we're wasting him, but that's just I actually, I've said this. Jarvis always giggles, Mark, when I say this. I'm not really sure what Ahmad's best position is yet. I'm still to discover that. So
I agree. That's what I mean. Learn to do something. Because he's young. He can still learn that position. When you play
earlier, they won't. I agree with you. I couldn't agree with you more. Pal.
But when you're a right winger, when you're a right winger, you cover your right back when you overlap. Yeah. So when you're a right wing back, you already in your brain know most of the things you need to do. It's all about what you call it. I hate it. Like we play 3-10s and a lone striker in one of our formations, right? And straight away, they all want to be the central 10. And the striker wants to drop in as well and get on the ball. I was like, well, okay, what if I told you weren't a striker and I said you were a 10 and your rotations are 3? They're all trying to think about, you said I've got to do this. No, just play football. If there's space in front of you, take it. Is it going to affect the game? Ahmad is, I don't think, very smart. I think he's very talented, but
he's a talented footballer. Yeah,
he's not showing me intelligence because he does put his foot on the ball and try a trick. Wants to take someone on, beat his player when he cannot move faster than the ball can move.
Nobody can.
He needs to learn that.
Final question of the evening. We will do a longer Q&A tomorrow night. We were only going to answer a couple of quick questions, and this one coming in from Cian Gaming, it says, is Bruno feeling the pressure now? And I just want to point out, you all guys saw Bruno talking to the referee at halftime, still arguing about the missed penalty, the bump.
And that was stupidity by the referee. Well, can I just say that? I've done my refereeing courses. There was no reason for him to do that. But at the same time, fucking hell. Really?
I think Bruno's finished at the club. I think he thinks he's finished at the club. I don't think he wants to be at Manchester United. I don't think he enjoys it.
That's what I was alluding to earlier. If this talk's ongoing again and you've got a game, I'm sorry, he's affected one way or another. And when you have an affected player, who was it? Yesterday, someone didn't play, did they?
Baleba got subbed at half time, didn't they?
Yeah.
Isak obviously isn't playing. We know that.
Isak isn't playing. Gay played.
Gay played.
Eze didn't travel, did he, for the European match?
He's at Arsenal now, but he didn't. Yes, correct. He didn't travel on Thursday.
You take them out the firing line unless they have committed to stay. Right? That's just common sense. So in fact, everything's going to be magnified. And when a player steps up, and so I've only ever missed 2 penalties. It was one, and then I took a penalty when I was older in a shootout, and bloody square post hit the post, and it pinged straight back across the goal. I hate square goal posts.
That's embarrassing.
When Bruno steps up, and we all know he does hop, skip, and a jump, rolls it in the corner. I think I've seen him level one when it was against a keeper he knew, who was like, he might guess right, and he absolutely smashed it. Today, he didn't need to do that. It was just anger, wasn't it? That was petulant.
He was pissed off. He was pissed off. Yeah, he was pissed off. It was terrible.
Now, what he should have done is what happened with Danny Welbeck against Everton. They swapped the penalty taker.
I didn't say that.
So Danny Welbeck took the penalty and had it saved, but the penalty taker from the week before had the ball in his hands.
Right.
And looks like something had been said or something was going on and it was taking too long. He's gone, you take it. And it wasn't an argument between them, but it was like my confidence or my concentration has been split. I'd be like, he fucked me over now. And mate, you come over and you go through your routine. Because
it's in Boomer or Kenya for me moving forward.
Yeah. But there was a golden rule in football. And it's a superstition. And I don't know if it's going to be the same in Norway. One thing you never, ever do, because you will miss, is respot the ball.
Oh, no.
Never go back and pick it up and put it back down.
Leave it where it is.
We all know when it comes to football, it's a superstition. We've all been in the locker room, putting on your left sock football.
Jarvis, that is, I mean, is that a superstition in Norway? Because in England, it's not even a superstition. It's just like a God-given thing. If you're playing on a dodgy pitch and the ball keeps rolling back off Sunday League and someone has to put their finger on it, hold the ball while you take a shot.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You know what I'm talking about, Stu, don't you? On some of those old pitches.
Yeah, well, yeah, I do. Yeah.
But if you place the ball and you go back and it's like you've got to go replace it again because the ref said no, it's off the spot or something. Most of the time, people miss them.
Mm.
And I always, if you respot a ball, chances are you're not scoring. Yeah, I agree. And Bruno should have stepped up, or can you? I totally agree.
It's a massive thing in the UK, isn't it? It's a massive thing in the UK.
It is.
So I just wondered if you have the same sort of, and I can only say it's superstition, really. But it's not superstition. It's almost fact.
Yeah.
I
plus, I know just before we answer that one, I know mine's dead easy. But before, if I was centre half, by the way, Mark, what have I been doing? Oh, fucking hell, he's respotted the ball, lads. Here, he's fucked.
Yeah. Be on his case. Well, Leno was
on his case.
Leno was straight away on him. The whistle.
He's not in the spot, mate. Come on, fucking go and bump into him again, ref. I would have said.
You're going to fucking miss that now, aren't you? No, I don't even need to stand it. I'll be on him. You'd be on him.
Yeah. Mine's very simple. Matt Le Tissier, best penalty taker, I think, ever. That's me.
100%.
That's my opinion.
100% agree with that. Was he missed one in his entire career?
Tim Flowers, wasn't it? Tim Flowers made the save?
Right.
He missed one. I thought it was against Blackburn, Tim Flowers. I could be wrong, but
I'll find
out.
Who
do you think?
Panenka? Or maybe Zidane?
Panenka.
It's probably the most. Yeah,
he's the most controversial or the most famous, either one.
Yeah.
It was Flowers. Yeah, it was Flowers. I thought it was Flowers, yeah. Absolutely brilliant for me, Le Tissier.
But in the current team,
I'm thinking of the Wimbledon.
If Bruno weren't to take the penalties, who would have taken the penalties? Cunha and Bumo?
Cunha or Bumo for me. Cunha or Bumo, yeah.
Cesco.
I think he'd be happy with. Well, he wasn't on, was he? But yeah, potentially, yeah.
Well, even Mount's got a great record. Like penalties aren't hard. People make them harder with their stupid run-ups. I take 2 steps and smash it where I'm going to put it in the roof of the net every time. But sometimes it goes wrong. But I've taken enough of my fucking life.
Crossley. I thought it was Flowers actually, but Crossley.
That's what I was thinking. Crossley.
Yeah,
it was Crossley. I think because he also saved the Liverpool one, didn't he, in the cup final and things like that. He had this record for like making saves that most people wouldn't make.
Yeah, I know Besson was the first, wasn't he, to save a penalty in the cup final? Is it Besson? Yeah. I think he was the first, wasn't he? Against Aldridge. Now, Aldridge, he was a penalty taker. He hardly ever missed Aldridge, did he?
No.
But,
he's a striker.
Yeah. Rude. What about Rude?
No, I think, great. I mean, great. But no,
Le Tissier was just 2 steps.
Le Tissier was just, he was just
okay.
Nice.
Matthew Le Tissier, the Southampton legend. He was something special.
Any dead ball, it would be a free kick or a penalty.
Oh, he was amazing. He went through a purple patch of brilliance. Absolute fucking brilliance he did.
Yeah. Well, he didn't do well for the English national team. He almost never played for them.
He never got picked, hardly.
There was reasons for that, though, wasn't there? There was reasons.
Yeah. Okay. We can talk about Matthew Le Tissier another time. Now it's time to wrap up the show. 2 hours, 17 minutes. It's been a brilliant show. Thank you, the Bootinators. 78 likes. If you haven't, please smash the like now before we end the show. We will be back tomorrow night, 9 p.m. as usual, doing the Jarvis's Corner. We will show you more footage. We will talk more about what went on in the Fulham game and look forward to the Grimsby game. Maybe there will be some transfer updates. Hopefully, we will land a goalkeeper because, my God, we need a new goalkeeper in right now. It's been a brilliant show. Thank you, Mark, from Balls Out Podcasts. If you haven't, go check out Balls Out Podcast. It's a brilliant podcast, and they did a match reaction show right after the game today. So, how long did it go? Half an hour? 1 hour?
I think we ended up running an hour, a bit like we were only going to do 30 minutes, and next thing you know, we're just hitting the hour mark. You know what it's like. There was plenty of
Stu told me right before we went live, let's just try to do 1 hour, 1 hour 30 today.
Yeah, because I was tired. It can't be done. Jarvis said,
We'll see.
We'll see, guys.
I hope you guys enjoyed it. Depeche Mode coming in and say, is Amorim a wannabe coach? No, I think he's a proper coach. He's a young coach. He's learning on the job. I think this is one of the biggest problem with Amorim. I think he is inexperienced. He doesn't have the experience needed to be a manager at the top level right now, but he will come good if you give him time, give him the proper tools, and give him the proper backing. I believe in the manager still. I mean, only 2 games in. Don't hang with your head. We can win the 2, 3, 5, 4, 5 next games. Who knows? And things will look better. So we never know in football. Everything can turn around pretty quick. Danny B coming in. Cheers, lads. Brian Hawking. Who is this new name? Sunton Flowers coming in and say Bruno could have.
Yeah.
Santos Flower. Bruno could have left it for Cunha to get him going. Yes, maybe could have been the time. But I think also Bruno needs the confidence right now because he looks a little bit off form. Batfime, Johnny K, the Routinator, all of you legend, thank you for tuning in. Leave a comment in the non-live section. Tell me your take on the game. What could have been done better? What could Amorim have done? Why isn't Manu playing? A lot of questions, and I will try to answer as best as I can. Thank you, Stu. Thank you, Mark. Everybody.
As always.
It's been a great show, and we will see you tomorrow night. So have a good one, everybody, and bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.